That's weird. Hey, you're first. Hey, 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 hey. I'm live 2 days in a row. Holy shit. Your boredom can chill out. Nice. My TikTok's finally working. I should put my hair up in a ponytail before I did this. It's going to get on my nerves. And we're just going to go blurry. There we go. There we go. Thank you. I appreciate you. We'll see if TikTok acts up. It was acting okay, and now I don't know if it's going to act okay. It was acting okay for a hot second. So, you're good. You're good. Thank you, Barb. My hair grows fast. Not really. I mean, I don't know. I just washed it. Still, I don't know. It's still damp in the back. Hey, Tanya. Yeah, it's still damp in back, which is why it's not in a ponytail yet because I don't like putting it in a ponytail while it's still damp. So, oh, I heard about Alive. I heard about Alive. I didn't watch it. Just heard about it. So, I mean, I may I may get some things wrong because again, I didn't watch it. I just heard about it. Apparently, apparently, Toddy decided to have two people that have started copious amounts of shit with me on her panel, and then they proceeded to blame me for running them off the internet. I was like, do I know your hair can mold if you put it up when it's wet? No, I did not know that. Um, but apparently, I single handedly, I guess, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't watch the live. I've just heard what people have told me, which, by the way, that's a dangerous thing to do. Don't always listen to what people say. But it came from a few. It came from a few reliable sources, so I figure I at least got the gist of it. Two people who took it upon themselves for a year now to put up inaccurate information on multiple accounts are now mad because they were taken off the internet for being hateful and awful and giving out misinformation. So they're mad that they got caught with their pants down. And they're going to blame everybody else as, well, they got us kicked off the internet. Okay, let me just point something out. You're not going to get your account taken off of TikTok or your account taken off of YouTube if the companies don't agree that your content is a problem. Nobody can just, be like, oh, I want Fancy's account down, bam, and it's down. TikTok has to agree. YouTube has to agree. And when there's multiple people that are flagging the content for being hateful or inaccurate, and they agree that it's hateful and inaccurate and your account gets taken down, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Not the people who report it, but the people that are catching it and taking the time to take care of it because it is hateful and inaccurate. You can't just get your accounts yanked for no reason. So if you're upset that your accounts are getting yanked, it's because you are being horrible, hateful people. It's simple. You wouldn't have lost, 4 or 5 accounts if you hadn't been being hateful on 4 or 5 accounts. And keep buying accounts or keep starting accounts that you're doing the same thing over and over and over again. You'd think you would have learned maybe the first time, the second time, the third time that what you're doing is unacceptable. But apparently people didn't get that memo. And instead they're going to blame the people who are tired of having their content stolen or misinformation put out about people, we're just supposed to sit back and take it. We're just supposed to sit there. Thank you. We're supposed to sit there and take it and just let people steal our content that we do, or put out lies that have absolutely no fact to back them up. We're just supposed to sit here and take it and allow you guys to run rampant and do whatever you want. I'm sorry, that's not me. That's not going to happen. I put up with a lot of stuff for a lot of months, and finally I was done. And at that point, I was lucky enough that other people were done as well. And there was a cumulative effort to get these people offline that were being horrible and hateful. I don't think it's acceptable to put up content with somebody's legal name on a gravestone, two people's legal names on gravestones. I don't think that's a good thing. I don't think it's acceptable to take somebody's grandfather off of their Facebook and make videos talking about wanting to sleep with them when they're not even here, when they're deceased. Hey, how you doing? I think that's not okay. I think it's not okay to put out lies about people's home lives that you have no idea what it is you're speaking about. And then when somebody has the audacity to shut you down, suddenly they're the bad guy. That's not how this works. You don't get to have carte blanche on saying horrible, hateful things to people and just expect them to sit down and take it. Oh, that was stupid. Why did I do that? I guess I'm gonna have to wait for my hair to mold. Ow! I guess I'm gonna have to wait for my hair to mold because I can't handle this. And what's frustrating is when people who don't know what the hell they're doing stick their nose in the middle of, different content creators or different situations, just to try to prove a point, is ridiculous to me. I don't know this Toddy person. I think she's more on YouTube than she is on TikTok. And I don't mess with YouTube. I don't go into people's lives on YouTube. I don't go a lot of people's lives on TikTok as far as that goes. I don't watch a lot of content of creators. I just hear things. I prefer to watch, car crashes and animal videos personally. Thanks. Hey Brooke. She's only on YouTube. Okay. Well, anyway, I don't go on YouTube. I don't pay attention. I've been in a couple people's lives if I've been called into them or whatever to come check them out, but I don't go searching for people on YouTube. I just don't. I find YouTube to be kind of a platform. I'm here because I get less censorship on YouTube than I do on TikTok. Because I'm going to get, I get banned on TikTok on a fairly normal basis. I don't know this person, and they decided to come into my YouTube and just start blowing me up and saying all this stuff and trying to throw things at me. My newest one today, that I happened to see was, I'm part of the problem because I emailed Nick a year ago. I'm part of the problem because I sent Nick 4 emails a year ago. Do you know how many people have emailed Nick? Realistically, do you know how many people have emailed Nick on TikTok? Because I can think of dozens that I just know about, let alone how many people I don't know about. So apparently now, even if you emailed Nick, you're part of the problem, which makes no sense. She emailed him? Well, I guess she's part of the problem. This weird, this weird, I don't know, why are you trying to suck everybody into this? And then it's like, I didn't ask for her opinion. And she's felt the need to give it to me on multiple comments. My view is this, okay? I put out those emails now because I finally got my hands on the physical, well, not the physical copy, but the copy. I saw the emails around a year ago, and I did not have them in my possession, so I could not I can't very well make a video about them when I don't have them in my possession for proof. So I wasn't able to make a video until now. Um, shit. Now that I have them and people are talking about these damn emails, if you're going to talk about the emails, you need to know what's in the emails. If you're going to blame everybody under the sun for these emails, you need to know what's in them. And there are people in my comments that I cannot even understand how their parents are not siblings, because they have said everything from they're fake, they're modified, he didn't write them. I hate to burst your proverbial bubble, but they are accurate, they are real. He did write them. And I think you're just upset because you guys have all been taken for a ride, because that's about what's happened, you know. And another thing that I saw was that I flip flopped. Now, I can tell you exactly the flip flopping that I've done, just so you know. I was pro gypsy. Uh, I was pro gypsy until January of last year. I thought that she did everything in self defense, and she was this victim and everything. Met Fancy, changed my ways. Okay, my stance on Nick has not changed. I believe everybody is entitled to a fair trial. I just do not believe he needs to be out. And I said that even back then when I was rooting for him and doing lives saying justice for Nick. Because everybody's entitled to a fair trial, but a fair trial does not mean that you're going to immediately get clemency or a changed sentence just because it's fair. A fair trial, you can still end up in prison. So I'm on Ryan Lee TM on YouTube, by the way. Most of this will be on both platforms, but I will be ending up on strictly YouTube at one point. So if you could follow Ryan Lee TM on YouTube, that would be great. Being behind somebody getting a fair trial and being behind somebody getting let out are two different things. And the entirety of the time that I have rallied for Nick, I've always said that he still needs to stay in prison regardless. I believe everybody deserves a fair trial. There was no flip flopping there. If somebody shows me a clip, I would love to see it, just so I know, because apparently I don't remember things if that's the case, and I will eat crow. As I've told you guys this a million times. If you find clips of me saying something, I will respond and see where we're at. But as far as I remember, my stance has always been he still needs to be where he is currently, although I do agree that he needs a fair trial. Now, as for fair trial, did he receive a fair trial? I don't know. I wasn't there. I've heard a lot of people say he hasn't received a fair trial. Well, then if he didn't, then he deserves a fair trial. Does that make sense? But I still stand by the fact that this person took a life, chose to take a life. Don't care if they were manipulated, you chose. In the end, you chose. This person took a life, and they belong in prison. I also believe that Gypsy belongs in there with him, because that's what happens when you order a hit, is you go to prison and you stay there. And I think they both need to be there, especially if one's in, then the other one needs to be in. You don't get to let one out and let one stay in. No, he didn't what? They always say flipping when it's actually about education. Yeah, that's another thing, though. As for flipping, you can always, it's kind of like learning in the scientific method. If you are faced with new evidence, you adjust accordingly. So you could look at it as flipping, or you could look at it as being strong enough in a person that you see new evidence and you adjust accordingly. So hold on. No, well, I don't know about all that. I don't know. I know he was given 2 plea deals and he turned them both down. If you're saying that there's a new allegement in 2022 that they were never given to him, I couldn't tell you. I have no idea. What does TM mean? Trademark. It just means I'm Ryan Lee. That's all. I am having an issue. I'm like I'm a little congested. So um anyway, I don't know if they, I mean, I, from what I understood, he did actually get them. He did actually turn them down himself, but wasn't there, wasn't in the room. So I couldn't tell you 100%. Um, I do agree that she's violated her parole and, there should be ramifications, but unfortunately there isn't. For some reason in my videos, one of the things that was misconstrued by people was that suddenly I must be pro gypsy because I put out an anti, for lack of a better word, anti Nick video. No, I stand by what I've always said since I got into the true crime community in TikTok in January of last year, which is Gypsy is guilty. She needs to be in prison. She needed to never have gotten out of prison. I stand by that to this day. I stand by it more now than I did then. Um, she's in both chats, and my chat's gonna stay respectful. So whatever issues you have with people in my chat, keep them to yourself. I don't play that game. I'm not morbid. I'm not gonna let people run people down in a chat. So I don't play that game. If you want to go into a chat and talk down to people in the chat, go to morbid because they allow that kind of shit there. If you're going to be rude to people in my chat, you'll just I'm not going to just mute them. That was a good deal, Sam. Just mute them because I'm not doing it. I don't play that game. You're not here for the chat. You're either here to listen to me or you're here to be respectful in the chat. What you're not going to do is be disrespectful in my chat. So, hey, yeah, yeah. If you must troll with positivity, like Neil. Neil's a good troll. Um, Absolutely, Alicia. I feel like I said, I feel bad that you've been drug into this time and time again because people can't get it through their sick heads. Mute Tommy. Um, that people can't get it through their heads that every time that they bring this up, that you get involved, and also the fact they can't get through their heads that Sarah is wrong. Sarah is absolutely wrong. Sarah's been wrong on more than just she's been wrong on more than just the Alicia thing. Like I said, she's put out rumors about me and my life because she was jealous of the fact that I talked to Fancy and wouldn't let her in the circle. And then when I left, she jumped in, as, Ryan Jr. And Sarah's always had issues. Um, and no matter how many times, it seems like no matter how many times we prove things with screenshots or proof or texts or whatever, there are still people out there that do not have the wherewithal to actually look at things and see what's going on. Dawn was a person who started emailing Nick. From what I understand, in 2018, if not 2019, they struck up a relationship and they exchanged lots of emails. People have been upset with me because I haven't released all the emails, and I'm going to tell you why I haven't. So I haven't released all the emails for a numerous amount of reasons. Number one, there is a lot of them. There's more than just the two that I said. There is a lot. Just the ones that I have in April, May, and June, there's dozens. There's absolutely dozens. Thank you, Lexi. I'm not going to sit here and read off every email. I'm bored. Also, Fancy is going to be putting them in her book whenever that happens. And I'm not going to try to take away from her what, is hers. I specifically, for months, have been trying to get her to cough up this freaking email. And she finally did. And it's not been modified. It's not been edited. It's not been anything. This is a real email. It really did happen. And for those of you in denial, I don't know what to tell you. There is ones to other women as well, besides just Dawn. But they're not mine to give out. I was given the one so that I could make a point. Because if Fancy was to come out here and put out the email that I put out, it would have been an even bigger shitstorm than what it was when I did it. They're going to be in a book that's not been released yet. So what I'm not going to do is essentially take away from her when this is her stuff. I told her I wanted that email. And yeah, they can say they're not real all they want. Here's the deal. This is where I'm at with it. One, if you are in that much denial, it's only because you are refusing to actually listen to evidence and put your mind to it. Why would you not believe they're real? This man took somebody's life. Why would you think that he wouldn't say he would do it again? I don't have a stake in this game. I don't have a stake in this game. So there's no reason for me to put out an email. I showed you guys what the email looked like. It's a JPay email. For those of you who have used JPay or the Securus Tech, which also runs into JPay, it is a monitored system that apparently did not monitor correctly enough. Dawn was dating Nick. Yeah, it's not. They're not faked. This is a man who is very not okay. Hence, the reason why he took a life. And I don't understand why it's so hard for people to believe that he wrote that email. I didn't write it. Fancy didn't write it. It's dated back in 2019. I wasn't even around then. I put it out not I put it out so that people could understand what it was that they're backing. I'm not saying not to back him because he doesn't deserve a fair trial. People do deserve a fair trial. They deserve a fair appeal. But a fair appeal is not a padded one. A fair appeal is to take when people are going to back appeal, a fair viewing of the appeal is to have all evidence, not just the shiny, pretty stuff. And the problem is they want to show only the shiny, pretty stuff. The fact that he was manipulated, there was an infiltration group, he couldn't, defend himself. But I go one step further in that aspect. If you keep trying to say that he's so inept in life that he cannot make a decision on his own and he's manipulated that easily, what makes it to where he would not do it again? Because if he can be manipulated in an email, if he can be manipulated because of a phone call, if he can be manipulated because of a girl, what is to stop him from being manipulated again by somebody who wants to use him like Gypsy used him? That's the problem. That is the problem that I have. If you guys are going to sit here and scream from the rooftops that he was manipulated, he didn't do it on his own. Number one, yes, he did. But if I'm going to go your route and we're going to go the manipulation route, if he's been manipulated once, twice, 3 times, at this point, he's been manipulated by Gypsy, he's been manipulated by Dawn, where does the manipulation end? Because it's happened time and time again with women. So who's to say it's not going to happen again? That's funny, Amber. That's funny. Yes. Oh, I agree. I agree, Crafton. I agree. Hey, Samantha. Some feel since Gypsy is out, Nick should be out too. No, neither should be out. Neither should be out. They took a life. Can we get back to the bones, y'all? 10 years ago, it will be 10 years ago in like 4 months. 10 years. That is not okay to be out when you took a life. It's been 10 years. A life should be, that's not okay. Neither one of them should be out by any stretch of the imagination. They took a life. And if you're going to sit here and want clemency for someone who took a life, I don't even begin to understand you. I don't begin to understand people rallying for someone to only have 10 years in prison for taking a life. That is insane to me. If the life that was taken was your daughters, your mothers, your aunts, your grandmas, your sisters, I don't think you'd be thrilled with a bunch of armchair detectives screaming for this person's clemency. I just don't. They should have both gotten a lifetime of punishment. Parole eventually, sure, but then the parole board can make an educated decision. Um, would I be against there being parole eventually? I don't know. I'd like to think that people can learn and grow and be able to be paroled. Um, but that's not the case for everybody. There's people who will never accept what they did. There's people that will never think that what they did was wrong. And those people do not need to be out. If you cannot understand that what you did was wrong and that you took a life that had no right to be taken, I don't see why you should get to live your life when the life that you stole couldn't live their life. I don't understand that. It doesn't make sense to me. Uh, I can't understand rallying for someone to get out of jail who took a life. I just don't. Um, Fancy, I love how you're popping back and forth to say the same thing on both platforms. That way, nobody's missing Fancy. She's going back and forth from platform to platform, just so you know. Uh, exactly. You can also BS the parole board like Gypsy did. That is something that definitely happens with, people are desperate to get out and they're going to tell the parole board whatever they want to hear. And that is definitely a thing that can happen. I think a big problem with this is because Fancy's in the thick of it. I think the fact that so many people dislike Fancy because she's very unpalatable, because she yells and she screams and she's very passionate about what she does in a very unethical way. I'm saying this right in front of her face because I don't care. You should read our texts. I'm the same way in our texts. The point is, and the problem lies in the fact that because she's even attached to this in any way, shape, or form, suddenly it's discreditable. Suddenly it's not a thing. Suddenly everything is horrible because she has her name attached. If you take Fancy out of it, now what? If you take Fancy out of the entire freaking equation, then what? What do you have then? You have an email that was done from Nick to a girl that threatened other people's lives. Can we talk about that? Can we talk about the fact that this email exists, this email happened, and that there are people that condone this email? I don't understand it. I don't understand people that are condoning this. There was somebody in my comments that said that they would allow Nick to live next door to them. I bet your child would disagree. I truly think that. I don't understand how people would be willing to put their child's life in danger living next door to a person who took a life so callously. I can't understand that concept of, yeah, I would let somebody who took a life live next door to me. Sorry, I wouldn't. Um, is he even getting medicated in prison? I do not know. I do not know. But here's the thing about medication. Medication only works if you take it. And one thing that I found personally, I went through this when I was court ordered to give somebody their medication. Um, Medication is not a solution because people who are medicated will at some point stop their medication, even if it's for a month, even if it's for a week, and even if it's forever. Thanks. They will stop their medication at some point. And unless there's somebody there to force feed them their meds, they may not take them. And here's the kicker: even when I force fed meds, the minute my back was turned, they puked them up. Meds are not a end all be all of a situation to stop anything. Therapy is needed as well as meds. Therapy works until it doesn't. I took my daughter to therapy 3 times a week. I force fed her meds. She still wanted me dead. There's some people that don't change. When I put her in jail, she spent more time blaming me for putting her in jail than she did for what she did to be put into jail. There are just people in this world that are never going to take accountability for what they do. They are never going to take the steps in order to have full rehabilitation. And these people are not safe on the streets because they will reoffend. If you look at the reoffender rate, it is not low. And for the people who are like, oh, well, he's in prison, he can't reoffend. Yes, he can. Do you know how many people will unalive people inside of a prison because it happens all the time. Um, I think take fancy out of it. If someone can be manipulated into taking someone's life, there has to be safeguards placed around them. Absolutely. And the problem is, there's not going to be a person that's going to be able to stop anything. Nick's dad, from what I understand, does not believe in medication. So he cannot be held to any type of accountability to give him meds. They're not going to give him a home nurse to medicate him. That's not going to be a thing. Okay. They're going to say that, you need to take your meds, you need to show up to therapy, you need to do this, you need to do that. But in the end, people fall through the cracks all the time, and they're not going to do med checks. They're not going to see, oh, are you going to therapy? And if they do, if they were one of the very lucky people that they actually pay attention to that stuff, they still don't crack down very hard on it. Now, okay, so for instance, Lisa says, my son is court ordered to go to the county for his injection once a month. He's a different person now. That's good. However, not all psych meds can be injected. There's numerous ones that can be injected, but there's a lot more that can't. Usually injected psych meds tend to be the antipsychotics, Haldol. I know Haldol can be. I believe there's a Risperdal injection, but most mood stabilizers have to be taken daily and don't have an injectable format. So if you need a mood stabilizer or an antidepressant, for the most part, there's not very many, if any at all, that can be injected. And for a lot of people, the cost price of that is not something that is going to be realistic. Injections are far more expensive than the pill form in most cases. If a person doesn't want to change, then therapy nor meds will work. Absolutely. There are people in this world that will never take accountability for what they do and will blame things and project things onto others. How long have you been a mod? What? Okay, hasn't he stated that he didn't want these protests and stuff taking place? If you are to believe NPG says that he does not want these protests. If you believe them, that is what they say. They say that he does not want the protests and stuff. Yes, that is accurate. And and I've said that a myriad of times, which is, if the person you are protesting for and rallying for does not want you to rally or protest for them, why are you wasting your time? I don't understand why. I don't understand what the point is, because if the person that you're rallying for doesn't want it, who are you rallying for? Because you're not rallying for them because they don't want it. So are you rallying to make yourself feel good? Because that's all I'm understanding. How come nobody has stopped to think that maybe he feels responsible and it brings some sort of peace being punished? There are lots of people like that. That is a definite possibility. That is a definite possibility. Nice, Turtle. Nice. YouTube chat is way calmer than TikTok's usually. TikTok's actually being very quiet tonight. YouTube is talking a little bit more than TikTok, which is abnormal for my lives, but hey, why not? I just don't understand the point in a lot of this. I don't understand the point of people not believing that a person who unalives somebody could write an email talking about unaliving another person. That's so out of the realm of possibility. I don't understand people protesting for a person who doesn't want to be protested for. I'm not. I guess I just don't understand. Right, random. Everyone just assumes he wants all this help because they're willing to give it. But if you're willing to give it, you need to take two things into consideration. Number one, you need to be fully informed what it is you're protesting for or against. And two, you have to take into consideration whether or not the person wants it. Because otherwise, you're just a bunch of people rallying for no reason. Right. That that is a very good thing to point out. They say on one hand how awful Gypsy is, and then on the other hand, they act like Nick is a saint. And that is one thing that I've noticed in all this is, well, Nick is a victim too. No, he's not. And it's so frustrating to me that in all of this, people act like Nick is the victim when it's Dee Dee. Does anybody remember that somebody died? And this, does anybody remember that somebody died? Because I feel like that gets so lost along the way between Gypsy's bullshit and everybody putting Nick up as a martyr. Do we remember that Gypsy and Nick both took Dee Dee's life? Dee Dee gets so lost in this, y'all. First she gets blamed for everything under the sun and made into this horrible villain without any proof. There's no proof. There's only what Gypsy has said. There's no proof. And she can't defend herself because, well, there's the whole dead thing. So first she gets villainized. And then even when people attempt to give some type of care towards her, it's done in a way that has nothing to do with her. The rally at Gypsy's book signing had nothing to do with Dee Dee. The next one, and I don't know if it's still on or not, but the next one I saw was supposed to be on Gypsy's birthday. That is not for Dee Dee. That is a screw you to Gypsy. Period. And she wasn't just unalive. She was like really unalived. Like her head was barely on. Like that is, if there's so many ways that they could have done this, not saying that it, okay, hold on, let me backtrack. It should have never been done. But if she was going to do it, there was so many more humane ways to do it than what happened. And in the interrogation, she said that she wanted to find some peaceful way and then lists off arson and poisoning and knives and whatever. I mean, honestly, if she wanted to do the humane thing, oh God, it's so frustrating. Even talking about this is so frustrating. If she wanted to do the humane thing, all she had to do was OD her on insulin. That's all she had to do. That's all she had to do. Justice for the victim. Okay, hold on. Justice for the victim and the perpetrator. Yeah, that's weird. Jabbed her in life and continues to jab her every time she speaks about her. I agree. She was very much involved in the act, very possibly. Hey, Rebecca, how are you? Okay, I feel like a lot of these creators, including Fancy, are bulldozing each other in a million different directions besides justice for Dee Dee. Yeah. The biggest problem that I found with creators is the minute somebody disagrees with another creator, they get bashed instead of having a difference of opinion. You can have a difference of opinion. There are people that are pro Gypsy that I speak to a couple times a week. There are people that are anti Gypsy that I speak to a couple times a week. You need to take out your feelings of pro Gypsy or anti Gypsy or pro Nick or anti Nick and separate them from people. You can have a difference of opinion without being horrible and pulling somebody up in a live and circling their ass and saying how fat they are. You can disagree with what people think without downgrading them and putting out rumors about their husband. Okay, let's talk. I agree that they should both be punished, but respectfully, I might be a bit biased. I want to hear how. How am I biased? Let's talk. How am I biased? Let's see. Oh yeah, they were being like Bubbles. They were being like, what the hell? Why are all my commercials about food? Because I'm always hungry. I have no idea. They pick them. Lay down. I'm waiting for how I'm biased. I think this will be interesting. I would definitely like to know how I'm biased. I would love to know how I'm biased when I'm sorry, I'm on the victim side. I guess I'm biased because I'm on the victim side. Is that what it is? Being mistreated by my child, I might sympathize the most with the mom. Absolutely, 1,000%. But here it is in the end. Guess what? Well, being mistreated by my child, I might sympathize the most with the mom. You know who I sympathize with? Yes, I sympathize with a dead person, 1,000%. Does anybody else here sympathize with Dee Dee that has not had a kid who tried to kill them? Anybody else? Just so I know, am I biased simply because my kid wanted me dead, or am I biased because I believe that um, killing someone is wrong? So if you've not had your kid try to kill you and you are for Dee Dee, thank you for all the me's. I appreciate that. It shows that obviously I am a person that maybe can be unbiased in that fact. Just saying. Just saying. Does it make me closer to this case having a child who wanted me dead? Yes. Does it make me understand Dee Dee more? Yes. Does it make me bias in wanting Dee Dee to not be lost in this? I mean, maybe. But I think the whole point of a true crime case is to get justice for the one who is not here. Why are we trying to get justice for the person who took a life? That's what's weird to me. That is what's weird to me. We need to have more justice for the actual victim and less justice for the perpetrator. I don't see where I'm wrong in that way of thinking, and it seems that a lot of people agree. Your autism makes you sympathize with Nick a little bit. Okay, well, my autism says that does not agree at all. And that's the great thing about a spectrum. I had somebody come into my comments and be like, well, what you're saying about Nick means you're saying it about my oldest son. No, autism is a spectrum and we all have it differently. Let's talk about this. My view as being somebody on the spectrum is probably going to be maybe a little weird. Maybe it's not going to be a little weird. Don't know. Um, I'm offended. I'm offended by the people who infantilize Nick. What does that mean? I am offended that people say, well, he was disabled. He didn't know what he was doing. Well, he was autistic. He didn't know what he was doing. I know what I'm doing every day of the damn week. Now, is mine different from his? Yes, before somebody wants to throw that out there. Yours is different. I understand that. I'm saying, as a person on the spectrum, I am actually aggravated when people say that because it downplays the fact that people are human beings and that people have a will of their own. You guys are making it look like his disability makes him somehow less than human. If I did something and somebody was like, it's the bipolar. No, I did it. It's not, you guys have him down as a fucking potato. Honestly, it is aggravating the way you guys talk about him. You have him as a potato. Um, when you read the emails, he is extremely eloquently spoken. He is very intelligent. If you watch him in an interrogation, he is very intelligent. And you guys, every time you say, oh, he was manipulated, he didn't know what he was doing, blah, 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 blah. He is very intelligent. And you guys are making him out to be a potato. And it is actually very aggravating. A knife carrying potato. Absolutely. Yeah, most people on the spectrum are very smart. Yeah, the emails, he speaks very eloquently, as does Gypsy for only having a second grade education. To put it in perspective, I mean, IQ is such a strange thing to judge somebody by. Because you can be book smart, you can be street smart. You can have a high IQ. Okay, for instance, I have a high IQ, but I'm gullible as shit. Okay. I have a high IQ, but I'm gullible as shit. And my daughter has a low IQ and is one of the most manipulative people I've ever seen. I'll never forget him saying he would do it all over again, even though he's saying different now. I do believe he was saying that he would do the same thing if he had to do it over again. But that brings into the point that he knows that he would do it again. Yeah. He said that people were questioning his intelligence, by claiming that Dee Dee was gone before he got there. If you are to believe NPG's video said that he was frustrated that people didn't think that he'd be able to know whether or not he took her life. It's very frustrating when somebody tries to downplay, when people try to downplay you just because of a disability. I mean, if everything I did, somebody was like, oh, it's the BPD. Oh, it's the bipolar. Oh, it's the ADHD. Oh, it's the autism. You take away a person's right of being their own person and blaming it on a disability. I think it's very demeaning. I think it's very demeaning to act like he is not capable of a thought process. Shut up, Crafton. If Gypsy got the same sentence, would they still be crying justice for Nick? I don't think so. I think the point is, and this makes sense, is a lot of people say, well, if Gypsy's out, Nick needs to be out. The problem is not if Gypsy's out, Nick needs to be out. What should be is Nick is in, Gypsy should be in. Gypsy should never have been out to begin with. So if we're going, well, Gypsy's out, Nick should be out. No, Nick is in, Gypsy should be in, and 10 years for unaliving somebody is not remotely enough. Matter of fact, fun fact, the guy who killed my grandfather, he rolled there was two, and the first guy rolled on the second guy. The first guy got life without parole, and the second guy rolled on the first guy, and he got 2.5 years. After he got out at 2.5 years, 6 months later, he did it again. A lot of people, I mean, you got to think, there's crimes of passion, and then there's this. Okay, this is a senseless thing. This was a completely senseless thing. There's people who do this in a fit of anger, in a fit of jealousy, in a fit of rage, of people that they are connected to, hence crime of passion, or being very well versed with the person of the lives they are taking. He did not know Dee Dee that well. This is something that was done by a person who didn't know the other person. Thank you, Hairspray. And if you can callously take a life that you don't really know the person, what is to stop you from doing it again? The thing that gets me is that she's making so much bank off of a negative thing than she did making it look like a positive. Yeah, I think that's very frustrating for a lot of people, is that she gets out and she gets to make money off of this when she should not be. I think that's a big thing that upsets people. I hate being on TikTok. Hello, Miss H. Yes, Dee Dee was effectively a complete stranger to him. He met her, once or twice, and took her life. Um, oh, I agree with you, Kelsey. I agree with you, Kelsey. Thank you, Miss H. Yeah, I don't think she should have been able to talk about Dee Dee in general, personally. But I don't believe that you should be able to make money off of something that you do. I'm not okay with that. Um, well, Nick sits in prison. It's very disheartening that she just keeps making money off of lies. I agree. But again, I think the problem lies in the fact that people are like, Nick's in, Gypsy's out. That's not okay. You're right. But you're looking at it from the wrong way. Just because Nick's in and Gypsy's out, Gypsy being out does not mean Nick needs to be out. Gypsy should have stayed in. And I think that gets lost along the way. Okay, honest question. Why do so many believe that he didn't get a fair trial? Unfortunately, I don't remember exactly why. I believe, sorry, I'm going to be truthful. It had a lot to do with the fact that they would not allow his diagnostics to be brought into the trial, if I remember correctly. They did both need life. I agree. Hey, Harley. They did not allow his diagnostics to be effectively put into the equation. Which, I mean, they need to be taken into consideration, don't get me wrong, but you don't get to blame the entirety, and the atrocities on a diagnostic either. So I believe that they need to be brought into the equation, but they don't need to be the entirety of the sentence. Would the diagnostics have even affected the outcome? Possibly. And that's unfortunately something we won't know because they weren't allowed into there. So, do I think that there should be a trial where where they would allow the autism in? Sure, I'm not against that. I'm not against that. Um, you believe the documentary is being released prior to his trial was unfair? Uh, well, juries are supposed to be impartial. Not saying they are, but they're supposed to be. Why are you guys all being jerks? They're supposed to be impartial. Not saying that they are. But life moves on, and there's going to be documentaries and shows made on true crime cases. And if you don't want to have a documentary affect your trial, don't take somebody's life. So, I mean, there's that. Right. I mean, if there was a trial, if they somehow did a trial and they were like, hey, you know what, we're going to bring his autism into it and we're going to give him a trial and, take this into consideration, I'm not against it. I'm not against a full disclosure trial. I mean, that's what people should get, in my opinion. My view is, however, um, the fact that you take somebody's life and you were, as everybody says, manipulated into it. Uh, and if you're going to take a diagnostic and say, well, he was manipulated because of autism doesn't go away. It doesn't go away. And sometimes the later in life you get, the worse it gets. Sometimes the older you get, the more it rears its head. So if he's easily manipulated by his autism in his, early 20s, late teens, early 20s, what does that mean for him in his 30s and his 40s? Because if everybody wants to scream manipulation due to autism, autism doesn't go away. So if he's been manipulated once, he'll be manipulated again, is the problem. Did the documentaries affect that? They could have and they could not have. That's another thing. People are acting like Nick is a special case. There's many true crime cases that there's documentaries while there's trials going on. There's snapped episodes, there's 60 minutes episodes, there's 48 hours episodes, there's all these things that happen in every other true crime case. His true crime case is not special. For some reason, they keep thinking his case is special. Well, then it can be in his appeal. It can absolutely be in his appeal. Well, I mean, and you can feel that way, Daisy. That's perfectly okay. I mean, because as impartial as a jury's supposed to be doesn't mean they always are going to be impartial. But unfortunately, that's just something that happens. No, Nick doesn't have to give permission for her to write stuff about a trial or about her life or about the situation. Nick doesn't have to give any type of permission. Let's see. Okay, hold on. All right, hold on. All right, come on. Everybody out. Let's go. Go on. Go on. Go on. Go on. But to put the two together, Mac, I don't think is accurate. So you see what I'm saying, but Patterson took a significant consideration of her abuse when deciding how to go after her. Patterson said she was the most abused person he'd ever seen. So I feel the same consideration should have been held with Nick. Again, the two cases were held separately for a reason. Gypsy's was Gypsy's and Nick's is Nick's. What he did with Gypsy is not fair or accurate. But because he fucked up on Gypsy's doesn't mean that Nick's is also going to be fucked up. She was handed a light sentence because of abuse, because it's always considered wrong to question the victim. And she had this, this story that nobody had ever really heard before, and everybody bought it, hook, line, and sinker. So they were just like, yeah, she's the most abused person I've ever seen, without having any proof. And the problem is that they needed proof, and they never did it. They never got it, and they failed on that aspect. Okay, so Fancy says they did question the jury pool, and 85% said they could not be objective, and they didn't try for a change of venue like they told Nick. They didn't file the paperwork. Well, then that is definitely means for an appeal, but unfortunately, he's lost all of his appeals. Do I know? I mean, there's a reason. I don't know what the reason is, but he's lost his appeals. So either he's falling through the cracks, a very distinct possibility, or there's things in that they're taking into consideration that us people don't get to see. Do I think she was in on scamming with her mom? Not in the beginning, but I believe she was at the end. I think she got addicted to all the free shit. The only proof was what Gypsy said. Absolutely. There's no proof. There's no proof of being chained to the bed. There's no proof of physical or emotional or mental abuse. There's no proof of anything. There's only he said, she said, and the other person that can't even defend themselves. Are the appeal denials public record? You can FOIA them. I wish you would read her book. You would be good at it. Fancy's good at it. I have no want to read a book of lies. I have better things to do with my time. I've made a lot of mistakes in my adult life because of the effects of extreme neglect and abuse had on me, and I still feel like I'm responsible for those actions. Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm surprised none of these creators have FOIA'd those yet. I don't know. Fancy, what do you got? Have you ever FOIA'd the appeals? Are they FOIAable? Am I wrong? I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Can you FOIA the appeals? I think you can. I think you can FOIA pretty much anything. Can you FOIA the appeals? That's my point, Golden. I have no want to read that. None. Okay, if there's no proof, because if medical abuse happened, why didn't any of the doctors get charged? Exactly. Um, it was sealed until last year, so apparently you can FOIA them now. So feel free. A lot of FOIAs cost money, and that's why people don't get them. Um, yeah, I believe that Dee Dee was doing her best as a first-time single mother that was overzealous. That's my view. Um, right, the autism was brought up in the trial. Two specialists, one said he was level 1, one said he was level 2. I do remember that. On the case night, it lets you read all of the files that are in a case. Just put the person's name into the case and then go to the docket. They're not all in there. They're not all in there. There's some, but they're not all in there. Um, they're not all right there. There could be some of them, but trust me, there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pages. Right, Rod wasn't around, of course. There's that. I'm doing good. I'm doing fine. What I'm doing right now is getting agitated that my dog wants in the room, out the room, in the room, out the room. So, I'm Ryan Lee TM on YouTube. If you guys can give me a follow over on YouTube, I appreciate it. That's where I do the majority of my lives. I decided to do TikTok tonight to get the word out about the live that was done today. I'm going to touch on that again real quick. There was a live done on YouTube by Toddy Oneskip, who decided to bring on RM, Resident Midnight, and Amy. Both of them saying that I ran them off the internet, when in actuality they ran themselves off the internet by posting all of my content and stealing my content and putting out lies about my family and my friends and Pink Sands family and Pink Sands as well, and Fancy and Fancy's family, and other people And when they were called upon their bullshit and had their platforms taken down, suddenly it's our fault because they decided to be horrible, hateful human beings. So I decided to bring that to both TikTok and YouTube because I know that Amy and RM still flirt around here. And people know what I'm talking about on here as well. So anyways, I'm on Ryan Lee TM on YouTube. It's all one word, Ryan Lee TM on YouTube. TikTok. I'm gonna go give some attention to YouTube now. I appreciate everybody showing up. I'll be back sometime in the relative near future, but you can always catch me on Ryan Lee TM on YouTube. That's my place where I am, and I will see TikTok later. Thanks. All right. I cannot deal with not being able to smoke. Yeah, the foils cost money. Yeah, I'm not wasting my time. I'm reading the Hunger Game books. Thanks. I'm good. Sissy needs to be brought back into the room. She's freaking out. Can people not FOIA request emails the same way they can prison phone calls? Very possibly. I'm not sure. Somebody should try. They might be able to. You'd have to probably do it per page, per date, per whatever. I would assume, just like the emails. Come on, everybody in. Bronxy dinosaur. Bronxy. Bronxy dinosaur. All right, bye. I gave him a chance, and he didn't want to come in. I don't know what to tell you. So, I mean, you can. I know the more there is, the more it costs. I do know that. Sissy. Peppy, you ain't going to eat it anyway. Oh, you did? Come here. Your butter. Okay, Pepper, you get a bigger piece because I didn't think you were going to eat it. And I gave you like a little smothered. There you go. I'd be very careful giving them iced oatmeal cookies. Those could have xylitol in them. That can kill dogs, but if your dog's ain't dead yet, I guess you're fine. I don't think they should put, everything online all the time. There's people that are doing, bad things with stuff like that. These are pretty stale. I'm trying to eat them before they're completely stale. Hi, Audra. I have all different types of fish. We're getting ready to do a saltwater aquarium. Kill me. It won't be in here. It's going to be out in the living room. Yep, hold on. There she is. Hey, no, I don't have Doritos on my face. Hey, I want to see you. Say hi. Say hi. Say hi. This is the Sissy Noodles. I have 8. I have 8 of these little assholes, but this is the one that gets all the media attention. She's my old granny grunt. She's 13. I just want the Doritos. Can you just give me a Dorito, please? Hold on. Look at her. This is chips. Hold on. Look at her. Look at my hand. She's like, oh, you got chips. All right. All right. All right. So, I don't know. I don't understand I mean, I guess I do. I guess I understand why if you're trying so hard to fight for somebody and a bad piece of information comes out that's doesn't look good for them, you're going to be upset. But to fight the people putting it out, fight the person who wrote it. Don't blame me for putting it out. Blame the person that wrote it. They're the ones who put that out there to begin with. Hello, Nazareth. Basically, don't kill the messenger. That email's been around a long time. I have talked about it numerous times over the past year. I have told you guys there is an email that if you've seen it would change your mind. Only I just now finally got the copy of it that I'd already seen to put it out. I think it's important that if you're going to get behind somebody that you know exactly what it is you are backing. Would you not? Would you not? Hi, Shelly. Would you not feel some kind of a way? Let me give you guys a devil's advocate here. Would you not feel some kind of way if you did not know about this email, fought for him to get a reduced sentence or clemency? He then gets out, reoffends. And if you knew, being on that jury, for instance, that he had said this and you had kept him in, how would that make you feel? You have to have all of the evidence, good, bad, and ugly. And I don't know about you, but I can't live with the fact that if I don't let people know that this is what they could be backing, I don't feel like justice, true justice, is going to be served. Because true justice is taking in the good, the bad, and the ugly. I mean, how many people, if they didn't know about it, put somebody like that on the streets, he does reoffend, and then we're back at square one. What are you going to blame it on then? His manipulation value? Aw, sorry, Kayla. I would want all the facts. I mean, that's just me, though. I want to know everything, good, bad, and ugly. Like ugly like this hairy little butt. There's ugly peppers. There's ugly peppers. There's ugly peppers. They're not ugly, they're cute. You're not getting no more chips. Get down. Oof. Ow. Oof. All right, anyway. You know you've called me Ran like twice. R4N. Your fingers jacking up. I don't feel bad that they're out there. Y'all needed to know about them. I've talked about them. I've never got to put them out because I never had my hands on them. Because if I'd had a, like I told Fancy, if I was a less than honorable person when I was in those drives looking at those emails a year ago, I would have screenshotted it and took it. And that's what I told her. I said, if I had had a brain in my head, I would have took the email then and put it out then. But I didn't because I told her I wasn't going to. Oh, you're talking to random. I say, I ought to just put random. I saw that email a year ago. I've talked about it for a year. I've told you guys about it. I just didn't have a copy of it to show you until recently. And I didn't even show the entire email, not for trying to be sketchy. I put it behind me, you guys could see where it was, but because that way, so many creators are running rampant with this shit that I was like, no, you guys can see, look, it's real, whatever, and that's all there is to it. A lot of people have the emails, some of the emails, but they don't have all of the emails. And this one, I think, was hidden out of the light because it's less than favorable. And everybody's been trying to do the best they can to try to help Nick with, getting another trial. And this is looked at as less than favorable. It's not going to help him. Why put it out there? My view is it needs to be out there because the people that are backing him need to know what it is they're backing. And I will stick to that. Exactly. Dee Dee is the one true victim. That's it. That's it. Period. Yes, I felt strongly about this for a long time. I've been asking her for the email for like 6 months, ever since I came back. And she said she would give it to me a few months ago, or she would think about giving it to me a few months ago. But I pled my case pretty well. And she did, by the way, for those people who hate fancy, I had to basically pry it out of her cold dead hands. She didn't really want it out there because she thinks it's detrimental to him. Knock it off. She thinks it's detrimental to him and that it's going to hurt his appeal. First of all, I don't think it is because they're not going to take that into consideration. And if they do, then he shouldn't have wrote it. If you're only seeking the truth, then it should have been put out way sooner. I wish I could. I wish I could have. I wish I could have. But I couldn't. Now, if this were to affect his appeal, it's very simple. It's very simple. Go back and look for it. Go back into JPEG, go back into whatever, and they'll have if it were to be brought into question, if the emails were to be brought into question in his appeal, which they won't be, because what he said to Dawn has nothing to do with what he did to Dee Dee. But if they wanted to, they could go back in JPEG, they could pull this email up, and if they wanted to use it against him, guess what? He shouldn't have wrote it. Oh, what? I'm the bad guy because I pointed in that direction? No. He's the bad guy for writing it, and that somehow gets lost in the fray as well. His appeals are over. He has a possible last-ditch effect in the Supreme Court, which is supposed to be next month. It's supposed to be next month. Do I think that this email would have a damn bit of bearing on that? No, I do not. They're not going to care about a stupid email. I put it out not to change an appeal, not to screw him in any kind of way, but to tell people that are backing him and giving money to his spot fund or money to his commissary or money to anywhere that they need to know where their money is going. I think that's very important that if you're going to fund a cause and use your hard-earned money, that you know exactly where it's going. I would want to know. I don't understand people giving money to somebody who has a public defender. Well, according to the spot fund that I read yesterday, it's for commissary. It's to help fund his family. It's because everybody's been benefiting from his crime but him. That was in there, that he was not getting any compensation for his role in the crime, while Gypsy was. Neither should be. And apparently to try to get him a better defender. Well, there's only $1,394 in it, and they wanted $250,000. Yeah, he didn't want a rally. He didn't want a rally. He didn't want a protest. He didn't want any of that. Good night, Audra. Yeah, I love Pepper too. She's just a little hairball. I lost Bronx somewhere. Bronx took off and he didn't come back in. Well, I mean, we got different viewpoints on that. Here's the deal. He said what he said because that's what he meant. He wasn't manipulated in that interview to say that. He said what he said, and he got caught on camera, and it fucked him. Don't say stupid shit in front of a camera. Does anybody know how he feels about these letters? Does he want people just to leave him alone? You know, when you write him, he seems to be okay. He seems to be okay with people writing him. He doesn't want to talk about, that or anything, which is understandable. But he seems to be appreciative of people taking the time to write him. I seem so. But don't you think he only said it for Gypsy? What do you mean? Oh, the letters to the government. I don't know. And as far as somebody saying that there's been thousands of letters written for Nick, I would like to see the proof of that. I would like to see the thousands of letters for Nick. I would like to know where the proof lies in thousands of letters. By the way, another thing that is frustrating is letters don't do anything. They just don't. You can talk to any lawyer, any judge. Letters aren't going to do anything. Evidence is going to do something. Letters aren't. So what you're telling me is, somebody goes to jail and they get 1,000 people to write on their behalf, say what a great person they are, how wonderful they are. Do you really think they're just going to let somebody out of prison because Jose from California says that he's a good person? No. He is his own worst enemy. Yeah, so I believe when he said I would do it all again, in that aspect, I believe that he was talking about if he had it to do over, he would still do the same thing, which also, again, tells me not all there. Because in the interview, in his interrogation, he said, Dee Dee seemed like a nice woman, whatever, and you would still do it. Why? Why? I don't understand it. That I took somebody's life, and if I had to do it, I'd do it again. No, the accurate answer to give for that is what I did was wrong, and I would find another way to get her out of the situation. That would be the acceptable response, not, and if I had it to do over, I'd do it again. Right. He said he would never have killed her if he'd known all the good things she did, but then turned around and said, and if I had it to do over, I would do it again. So, I mean, which is it? He did try to get her to run away with him. He did. He thinks that because GRB convinced him that's how you show someone love, which is the part I find deplorable. Yeah, especially because now she throws him under the bus left, right, and sideways. Blaming him for what she asked him to do. She asked him to do it and then blamed him for it. Well, he should have took me away. You should have got up and left. You should have got up and left is what you should have done. Well, where are the I mean, I know where they are, but like where can people find these messages with his girlfriend Allie? Where can other people find these messages to Allie? Are they in your Patreon? I just got a commercial for a comfort hoodie. I might order that. Oh, they're in the case file. Well, not everybody has the case file. Some people have the case file, but like not most people. So they're not going to be able to see that. Now, assuming your book ever sees the light of day, because you've been taking a long sabbatical and writing it, are you putting Allie's in there or just the ones with Dawn and Nick? Oh, so in your yeah, but the book. Oh, it's already in book one. See, I didn't read it, so I don't know. So you put all of Allie's email in book one or book two, book one, book two. I've only read the Hunger Games recently, so I don't know what's in what book where. So I'm not lying. Okay. Did you put all of them in there though, or just some? I think all would have been a good option, but I mean, I suppose you could have handpicked a few. Are Allie's in the drive? I don't know if it'll let me access it in my phone, but let's see. I don't even know what. Oh shit! I never know how to function my. I don't even know how to function my mail. No, that's not it. No, there we go. Are you talking about Ariel? Are you talking about Ariel? Who am I looking for? I see Ariel and Dawn. Who am I looking for? Where do are Allie's in here? Can I access Allie's or no? I didn't see an Allie. Are they in here? I can see part of stuff. Open. Ariel, Dawn. That's all I can see. Ariel and Dawn. So I can't see Allie's. When I say that there's a lot of emails with Dawn and Nick, so you can't fucking. My screen's stupid. I mean, this is just April's. That's just in April. Okay. And then if you go into like June, this is why I can't release them all. This is June, y'all. Like, do you see the problem? Here's May. And people are like, where's all the emails? Where's all the emails? I'm not uploading all those. Do you understand? That's a lot of emails. That's just April, May, and June. When I say there was dozens on dozens, there was dozens on dozens. And I'm not going to sit there and upload all of them. I mean, I know people are like, well, I want to see all of them. That's nice. People in hell want ice water. I want to win $1 million. Like, and in her Patreon, I think there's some Nick emails. Maybe I don't know if she took them all out. She might have took them all out. I don't know. I think she's doing something. I think she's away right now. She might be giving me the other ones. I don't know. Dawn and Nick's emails. There's dozens and dozens. And people are mad because I didn't put them all out. Number one, they're not mine. But number two, there's dozens and dozens and dozens. And I don't care about y'all enough to do it. Just dead ass. I don't care enough about people's curiosity to waste hours and hours of my time uploading because you guys don't think it's legit. Well, at the rate I'm going, if I wasted the time doing all of that, you still wouldn't think it was legit, but now you'd be in the know. No, thank you. Don't really care that much. I did partially change my tune about after the Butch Bully edit. I talked about it yesterday. Mm-hmm. That is part of the reason I raised my tune, but not for the reason you think. Not just because he went after me. My point was this. If you can go after a myriad of creators that were trying to help you, this wasn't just about me. This was about the edit in general. If you can go after a myriad of creators that are trying to help you and bite the hand that feeds you, something ain't right upstairs. And that's a fact. Did it suck that I was in there? Yeah. But it went after a lot of creators that were trying to help. Why? Why would you, if somebody's trying to help you and you are fighting against that, if you're fighting against people trying to help you, what is the point in trying to help people? What is the point in rallying against? It's the same thing as these protests and these rallies. He don't want them. So what is the point in doing the protests and the rallies? He doesn't want them. So why would I spend my time rallying for somebody who doesn't want it? So as for being on the saying, like whatever, did that change? Yes, it did. However, what has never changed, I have said from the beginning, unless somebody can bring up a clip, people love to set me up. If somebody finds a clip, I will talk about it. I've always said he deserves a fair trial. I stand by that today, but he doesn't need to be out. I stand by that today. So, yeah, that's where we're at with that. When you are putting out multiple videos bashing people who are trying to help you, what is the point of us trying to continue to help you? Obviously, you don't want it, you don't care, and you're going to make a mockery of the people that are doing it. So what is the point in doing it? There is none. And that's exactly when I was like, well, fuck it. You don't want the help, so fuck it. As for where I am with this, I believe people need to know. I would want to know if I was like the same thing. I would want to know. Should he have had an advocate with him? The problem with advocates, well, not the problem with advocates, but the problem with the situation with advocates is a lot of times people don't realize they need an advocate, or law enforcement or whoever doesn't realize that there needs to be an advocate until it's too late. A lot of people present themselves as understanding or presents themselves as being able to comprehend things. And only after the fact does somebody go, you know what? They needed an advocate. But by then the damage is done. That's the bad part. There's a lot of people that probably need advocates in a legal setting that end up not getting them because they present well enough to not need the advocate. Exactly. Neither should be out. They should both be in. Unfortunately, we can't make it where she's still there. Exactly. It's not even the fact of the laws being changed. There's laws in place. There's laws in place for advocates to be used. It's just the fact of being able to spot it quick enough to use the advocate. There's already laws in place for advocate use. It's just they don't always get utilized in a timely manner, unfortunately. That's the bad part. Yeah, I mean, and that's a good thing too. All these people trying to advocate for Nick to get out. Meanwhile, there's tons of women who took the life of an abuser that are not getting that same rallying behind it. And I think again, it stems from, well, Gypsy's out. Why can't Nick be out if Gypsy's out? Take Gypsy away from the table. Now should Nick be out? No. That's the problem. People are comparing it to Gypsy being out. Well, if Gypsy's out, Nick needs to be out. Separate it. Let's say Gypsy didn't exist. Would Nick still need to be out then? No. People are comparing it because Gypsy's out. Nobody rallied for Nick to get a new trial when Gypsy was in jail. Nobody was rallying for him to get a new trial. Only when she got out did people care. No, they're all very well written. I didn't lose any brain cells. They're very well. He is very well written. Here, hold on. I'm going to give you an example. I will give you an example. We're just going to pull one up. Let's see. I just tapped one. Let's see. This is a really long one. Okay. I just pulled one up. Just tapped one. Okay. Hey, it's Dawn, the woman who is sweet as chocolate to me. Yes, hon, the closer I get to you, the more I feel like you're drawing out my romantic part of me, the hopeless romantic. So letting you know that we have that in common and we both tend to follow our feelings. With that being said, sweetness may escape my mouth involuntarily, for I may not think, but I end up saying something sweet. Well, that comes natural, just to warn you. Now, about that shortened phone call, don't worry about it. I did say I'm a family man, and I knew you could sense that from our most recent call this morning. Heck, I just wanted to say hi and then make sure Elsie was okay. Elsie is one of Dawn's people. Lately, I've been started to allow my intuition to take off, and I knew that they were up to no good, not meaning to use that phrase, but if you sensed it, I would. Make it known that I see right through them and tell them to have a nice day. So yes, dear, I've started letting my intuition lead me lately. Wow, I called you dear. I told you it would come out naturally. Probably the time we're together is so much the worst. But yes, I understand you're looking out for me and truly appreciate it. Yes, I can say we're best friends, but we're in a relationship, and I'm not going to say that yet. Sorry, I stick by my code very closely. The group knows I trust you from the ones who have tried to put out to get my reply back to them, so they know. Oh, my turn to answer questions. How lovely. And then he answers a bunch of questions that she asked him. He's very well written. Oh, that was for her 10-year-old kid. I'm sorry. She had people too, though, didn't she? I'm sorry. I was wrong. I'm sorry. She has a kid. My bad. I'm sorry. I thought that was one of her people. I stand corrected. If I remember correctly, and I may be wrong. Fancy, am I wrong? Let me know if I'm wrong. I thought she had people too. He does speak like a book. He's very articulate. I'll pull up another random one. I'm just gonna, let's see, this one. Okay. Another one from April. Dear Dawn, stop it. Stop worrying about others trying to change my opinions of you. It just isn't going to happen. And secondly, I have never received a single email from someone named. So quit the insecurity. There's no need for it. One thing you need to learn about us Taurians, Taurus people, is that once we put our sights on whoever man or woman we are after to marry one day, we're the most determined sign to get it done. So if you want my blunt honesty, in my eyes, you are already mine, which means I won't let a single person take you from me. I said it before, and I want to forever yours, forevermore yours. Isn't just a phrase. I use it honestly in the most transparent form. So please stop thinking that anyone is going to steal me from you because I'm already yours. Look at Proverbs 31, 10 through 31, which is a poem dedicated to what a godly woman looks like. And for you, it almost fits perfectly. I couldn't stop crying last night because I saw a godly woman in you. I saw all the signs from what you told me and the energy I felt from you. You probably aren't aware of it, but God put you in my life for being a gift for both of us, sticking close to Him. And I know you're closer to Him than you think. Please, Gun, I think Hun, please, Hun, stop worrying. I'm yours and you're mine. And it's that simple. When you told me that you will die for me, I know that you weren't joking. I knew that you meant it. And that's where I realized you were a keeper. We may only be in a friendship now, but spiritually, I feel as if I'm already married to you. This is why I know we are destined for that. Please remember to me Please remember, no one has me but you, and that will always be steadfast. Please never give up on me because I'm not giving up on you. Understand? I hope so because I'm trying to make my intentions clear. You said you would fight for me and you have not stopped defending me. And yes, I'm saying now that your claim is on me so that you have the right to be protective and even possessive if you so choose to be so. I I know deep inside that beautiful brain of yours, you already see me as your husband. Don't lie. I sensed it in your energy. I hope I've got reassurance message across, and thank you for being the amazing woman you are to me. Forevermore yours, Nicholas Godejohn. P.S. I can't wait for your response, gorgeous. He speaks perfectly fine. He speaks very eloquently. And those are just, I just poked two emails. I didn't pick any. I just picked them from, I just clicked one. So, I mean, he has different writing styles, not going to lie. Click another one here. Let's see. Oh, this is another one answering questions. Um, God, he writes long emails. There's another one answering questions. He answers a lot of questions. Okay, here's one. I didn't lie to you. You asked, do I know anybody by the name, the same name as last time? I told the truth I didn't. You never asked me if I knew a different name. I would have told you the truth then too, but it doesn't matter because I had my sights on you and not her. But so could I be so careless what she said because you're the one I want? I hope one of these days you get the message that I'm only yours and no one else's, but you're so caught up in your insecurity that you can't see the golden truth. I've never lied to you and never will, forevermore yours. P.S. Since you don't believe me, I'll tell you a secret I was going to tell you on a good day. At night I kiss you good night, and in the morning I kiss you good morning every time I see your picture when I wake up. You have no clue how devoted I am to you, maybe until now. So when people are talking about manipulative blah blah blah, blah they had very normal conversations. There was very normal conversations. Yeah, they were very normal conversations. Um, let's see. I'm gonna randomly pick one from Dawn. The day before he screamed at her. Oh, that's really long. Jesus Christ. Again, this is always her trying to say that she's not whatever, that don't listen to other people. I wish I could find emails that are short. Are they ever short? Oh yeah, apparently Dawn does have alters because this is one of them. Yeah. This is Sway. That's from Gone in 60 Seconds. Yeah, apparently she talked to him with an alter as well. Oh, that's what Fancy's doing. She's putting them all in a book. Yeah. Yeah, this is one from Sway. Let's see. I'm trying to find something that's short. Okay, that's from I clicked on the same one. God, they write so long. Oh, here's one from Alexia. There's one from Alexia here. So I've clicked Sway and Alexia. Oh, wait, no, Alexia is the daughter. Is Alexia the daughter? No, you said Alicia or Elsie was. Oh, okay. There's another. So she had her daughters writing him. That's weird. Not gonna lie, that's kind of weird. That's strange to me. Jesus Christ, they write really long letters. Okay, here's one from Lola. She has like 5 kids. This is one from Dawn. 9 days after the email that I had put out. Like, great, this is fucking crazy. I got that horrible message, and now the sweet apology. Like, this has to fucking stop. I can't keep doing this. You hurt me like no other, and then you're nice to me. You're breaking. What am I supposed to do, Nick? I am very sorry for what I said. Again, we keep doing this. You and I are tearing each other apart. We need to fix this. Which, I mean, I understand that. That was on the 21st, so that was like 9 days after. My back hurts. I want to see something real quick. Oh, wait. I said that was the 21st. All right. So apparently there was another weird letter. Hold on. Oh. Like on the 19th, which was 7 days after. To read on. This was a goodbye letter, except they wrote a couple more days after that. He just said, I feel my intuition is right again. So you weave the question initially, which means you're hiding something. If you're going to work with my enemies, then I can't talk to you or even be with you because you don't have my best interests at heart. And you're taking this long to answer only reinforces what I'm saying that just hit that much more. I may have let you see my demons thinking that you can handle them, but it's obvious you can't because you having you having did just means that you're a snake and don't really know how to connect with people on a true level. You're just using me like Gypsy did. Well, at least I caught it in time before you experienced all my demons. Yada, yada, yada. And then I think the last one was the 21st. So, You think she wrote it? That one from Alexia, she must either be old or she did write it for her because that was pretty. Yeah. No, okay, so alters are from DID. They had personas. If I said alter earlier, I'm sorry. DID is alters, personas is what they were doing. I'm gonna eat a few more chips. Yeah, nobody in here had DID. They all had alternative personalities, personas. Well, she could have wrote them. I don't remember where it was in there, but I was really well spoken at 16, 17. Right, but I couldn't be manipulated into killing somebody. Narcissistic abuse does that to you. They gaslight you into thinking the sky is green. Or did you miss that part? I know you're one of the people that want to try to get a rise out of me, but it's not going to work. That had nothing to do with my autism. It had everything to do with narcissistic abuse. Or random. Nobody wants to type their name out. Check my messages. Sorry, my bad. What messages? Oh, shit. Oh, hey, cool. Ah, I got lots of pictures. Hold on. Oh, these are Facebook messages between. Okay. Well, yeah, these are the ones between when they were trying to figure out that was the cousin, right? Why do I have them? Why don't you have them? I have them because Fancy has them. I know I have them. And they're not edited, by the way. Oh, shit. Oh, she's not his cousin? Okay. I thought she was his cousin. My bad. See, I gotta be corrected on stuff. It's okay. Mm. January. June 9th. Nick says, well, you already know her secret. She doesn't need her chair. She can walk. So she's probably just going to sneak out or something like that. Alice says, I see. Nick says, yep. However, if all else goes worst, I may have to get involved, which I'm prepared to be. She says, interesting. He says, just as life is meant to be interesting. She says, that is true. Who's Beth? Beth says, Nick, I have to have sex with Tim in ways I hate in order to keep him. I make deals with the devil and I have to do how he says, otherwise I lose. These are Facebook messages, by the way. These were in the court files before anybody asks that. These are Facebook messages. That one's deleted. Go back to April. I'm in April. Wait, no, I'm not. Yeah, I'm in April. About this another girlfriend. Let's see. Back to Allie. Okay, now I'm in May. I was in April. Those are the ones I read in April. Oh, they're all over the place. I had June, then I had one in April, two in April. Then it jumps to May. Ah, shit. Hold on. May 16th. Okay, who changed their mind? I'm really confused, Allie says. Nick says Gypsy did. Okay, about killing her mom. This is May 16th. He says, yes, she said she wants to see how our original plan goes with me meeting her and then with her mom and such. And I guess she said she only wanted to do it as a last resort. So I guess I'll be meeting her and her mom still first before that idea was to ever happen. Okay. He says to Allie, I have to ask you something. How crazy do you think Gypsy is? You won't hurt my feelings or anything. I really want to know, since I just obviously can tell. She can't seem to put in words how crazy I think she is. She says, well, I don't know how to put it into words either, but I'll be honest. I would not ever kill my mom or anyone else unless they tried to kill me first. He says, yeah, I know. I suppose situations change people though, to where others are willing to do things that other people aren't. And obviously my mom, even though she has been hard on me overall, she's been a very good mother to me. So I couldn't ever do it to her. And the only reason I can understand it with her mom is because how unreasonably poor her mom treats her. But since it's a last resort thing, who knows? Maybe it won't even have to happen. She says, I suppose. Oh, June 9th. I'm hoping to see Gypsy tonight. This would have been 2.5 hours before he got there. I'm hoping to see Gypsy tonight. I thought you were going to go get her. I am, but it takes time, though. Yes, I'm eating while reading murderer messages. Are you at home right now? No, I'm in a hotel in Springfield. I just got to get to her. It'll be early in the morning when I do, sis. Skype chat. Gypsy went on a mother's type of group on Facebook and talked about our story and what we plan on doing. You see, me and her are planning to have a baby next year as a way to stay together, so her mom has no choice but to let us be together. But you see, I saw comments on her post to that group that was bad-mouthing me, and she took it like, wow, okay, I'm a wait, and had to do with finding someone better than me. Yes, everyone with DID has alters. No. DID is not OS. DIDs have specific alters. I know because I diagnosed my kid with DID. I'm not going into all that. DID has alters that are specific to the body that are separate. There's also OS, which is a milder form, which doesn't necessarily have alters. DID has alters. And they have to be separate from the host. Don't even get into my whole situation with that. That was fucking X amount of months of my life that I wish I could just put in a meat grinder. Here's from Beth. Nick says, well, me and the one I am with are defying the laws of nature to stay together. It is as bad as can be. I won't tell you what I have to do to stay with her, but I'll do it if it means keeping her. This is April 22nd. I can't remember. I remember it was OS. It's a milder form of DID. DID, you have to have alters that are separate. Beth then says, actually, Nick, I'm in the same boat. People have threatened to kill me and my husband and my daughter for me to leave him, and I still haven't. There are demons in this world that are destined to keep me and him apart, but I'm not letting them tear us apart. Nick says, oh, well, you don't understand how bad it really is for me. I mean, you may know a nugget of it, but not the full thing. Sorry, I can't share. It must stay between me and her. She says, this is the same between me and him. If I even think of telling someone my life is over, I could be killed any day now. Nick says, well, someone else's life is on the line, and that's all I can say. She says, you think I don't know how it is, but I do. I got into a whole nother world and knew nothing about it until I met him. He says, believe me, Laura. It says from Beth, but okay. Believe me, Laura, you don't know what I'm talking about. Just keep it at that. I can't say any more. And Beth says, I'm not asking you to say any more. I know what you're talking about. He says, tell me if you're so confident that you know. Thank you. Beth says, what I'm trying to talk about are demons and spirits from another world. The Wiccan world, the afterlife. Yeah, no, apparently you don't know the Wiccan world because that's not how it functions. He says, well, that's something completely different from what I'm experiencing and we'll have to deal with as soon. See, you don't know what I'm talking about, but if I must stay between me and her, then I guess it has to. She says, completely different. What could be worse than the chaos dragon and the rulers of the spirit world after a life threatening to kill her whole family, staying with one person? Why are they all insane? Why are all of them insane? She says, I have ghosts haunting me, possessing Tim, having him try to kill me. He says, well, you're in a whole different dilemma then than me. But once I do what I must, I'll have to disappear from this place on earth, possibly for the rest of my life. And she'll have to come with me and leave all of her past behind her. She says, we were the same way till I joined the coven. He says, well, I'm the one. Well, the one I am with is aware of that stuff too, but I can't say any more. So I'm shutting up about what me and her must do in the future. She says, I have to do things I hate, terrible things that I hate, just to keep him. He says, I would be surprised if you were in the exact same spot as me. She says, you would be surprised. They're all nuts. They're all nuts. Holy shit. They're all insane. No, this is those were in the majority of what I just read was April 22nd of 2015, right beforehand. Those were all in April. It's okay, Amber. Okay. OS, by the way, I couldn't remember the name, is other specified dissociative disorder, and DID stands for dissociative identity disorder. OSDD is a catch-all category for dissociative presentations that don't meet the criteria for other dissociative disorders. DID can include multiple alternate selves or alters within their own identities. Common sensibilities. They are both trauma-based and both can involve dissociation. But DID has the actual split alters, whereas OS, you can dissociate without having the alters. Yeah, so at the same time he was with Gypsy. The ones with Beth. Which I don't know who the hell Beth is, but Beth was with Tim. who apparently who was possessed by demons trying to kill her. They originally thought my kid had OS until it ended up going into DID. And the shittiest part of it, we had somebody very well versed in DID. She told me my kid had DID. I told her there's no fucking way. A bunch of shit happened over the next few months. It was a nightmare, and it was all over our TikTok. All over our TikTok. The big one, the 100 and some thousand one. The first time we kicked her out, she went and messaged multiple people saying that she faked it so she wouldn't get in trouble. It was news to me. I had no idea. She said that she faked it so she wouldn't get in trouble and that she used the altars so that she could do basically whatever she wanted. Now, one or two things happened. Either one, she managed to fool a very good, very well-versed person in DID, or she has it, and one of them is not letting her come to grips with it. Because there was other tests that were done that she didn't know about that there's no way she could have faked them. So I have no idea. Thank you, Amber. Yeah, the courts have it. This was in the court file. I'm going to go get some water. I drank this whole thing, guys. I drank this whole thing. I had 2.5 cups of water with dinner, and I drank this whole thing. I'm doing so good. I'll be right back. I got to get some more water. Thud. There's Bronzy Dinosaur. Back up. Yeah, these would be a lot more damning than letters after he was already sentenced. These were before he was sentenced. I mean, he was talking about doing this back in April. He was talking about doing it back in April. I know, right? I'm doing good. I have drank more water in the past 3 days than I have drank. Have I had any pop today? I haven't had any pop today. And I don't think I had any yesterday. If I did, I might have had to drink a flat pop. But yeah, I haven't had any today. Didn't have any yesterday. I'm doing better. I'm trying. Right, Peppy? Right, Peppies. Right, Pepperoonies. Right, Pepperoonies. Roonies. Shaking the booties. Rooney shaking the booties. Yes, Peppers. Yes, Peppers. Hey. Eat the pepper, she the pepper, who the pepper, she the pepper. Ah, peppers. Peepers. The peepers. A peeper, peeper, peeper. I don't drink flavored water. I do drink circles, but I don't drink flavored water. I don't know. Pepperoon, pepperoon, pepperoni. I love liquid IV, but I'm out of liquid IV and I'm not going to be able to afford to get any for the next God knows how long. Somebody mail me a box of strawberry liquid IV. I need it in my life. I could really use it to help me get hydrated. Damn. I was going to buy some last week, but we were short on grocery money. Shocker. Oh, did she do good? Did she do good? Is everything good? Yeah, I know. Pepper's weird. Pepper's a nut. What is this? Oh. Just finding a bunch of crap off the floor from the damn dogs that keep bringing me stuff. Hi, Bronxy. A Bronxy. A Bronxy. A Bronxy. A Bronxy. It's a Bronxy tornado. It's a Bronxy tornado. He's a tornado. He is an absolute tornado. Bronxy. Strawberry liquid IV is like my favorite thing on the planet. I will drink that over everything. But I can't afford a box right now. He's all right. He's a weirdo. Where's Butterman? Butter, 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 butter. Come on, come here. You're the only one I haven't picked up yet. Butter biscuit. Come here, butter biscuit. Come here. Come here. And now I'm going to show my belly. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. Come here, buddy. I got everybody on here but you. Come here. Come here. Come here, buddy. Come here. All right, fine. Bye. I knew that'd get him. It's the butter biscuit. Ah! Butter. Really? You can't even see nothing but your eyes and your tongue, dude. Nothing but your eyes and your tongue, you little weirdo. Oh, and your breath is rancid. You're stanky. What's my PayPal or Venmo? My Venmo is Ryan Lee TM. Well, you're gonna give me some liquid IV money. Oh Lord, I'm trying to do better. I know that my sugar's been up recently, and I've been trying to scale back at least a little bit on stuff. We've been trying to make some dinners at home, and I've been trying to get off pop as much. Like I'm not giving up pop in general, or I'm gonna want it. But basically, I'm trying to save it to where wait, maybe I did have pop. Did I pop yesterday? I did. We went to I had to grab food while we were out. We were out all day. Was it yesterday? What is today? Was I don't know. What Wednesday? No, it was Monday. Monday I know I had pop because we were out all day. Today is Wednesday. Yeah, I don't think I had any yesterday, but I did Monday because I had to go to McDonald's and I didn't drink I didn't drink as much as I normally do. So, oh, I missed it. What did I see? Hold on. I was too busy staring off into the world. View deleted message. How to get two more animals if I can't afford food? What do you mean two more animals? Oh, the birds? Because they were cheap. Don't worry about me. I'm eating. I just said I couldn't afford that many groceries this week. I don't sound like I don't have food in the house. If it was that big of a deal, I would have gotten more food. Duh. I have enough food in the house. So why spend a bunch of money on food that week? Jesus Christ. Thank you, Nanette. I'm obviously not starving. We had food in the house. It's okay. Toddy put out the second part of her Nick video right after I went live. Okay. I didn't watch the first part of her Nick video. Why are you telling me this? I appreciate you, Nazareth. I appreciate you. Thank you. That was nice. Thank you. You'll ever think of Butters the butter dish doggo after the tattoo conversation? I see. I was gonna get the firecracker. Or was it the firecracker one? Is that the one that tastes like a bomb pop? I was gonna get those, but I got pissed off at Walgreens. They were selling them at Walgreens, but I couldn't get the coupon to work, so I left. Get a job and quit begging. The rest of us have to work for. Honey, I don't need a job. My husband has a job. We're okay, and I get paid on here. Don't worry about me. Worry about yourself. Also, there's a thing called I'm on disability. Actual disability means you can't work, and I keep doing it, and I keep trying to work, and I keep failing. Actual bona fide disability means disabled. Do I need to pull out the definition? Actually bona fide disabled. You don't know what my disability is. You don't know why I can't work. This is my job right now. And my husband works. And we are pinching pennies because that is life. That is how life works. And yes, we've been in many pinches. Yep. Absolutely. That's what happens. It is my job to stay home and do all the shit around the house. Call me a trad wife. I don't know what to tell you. Oh, they just have a bug up their butt. It's okay. I look really offended. It's all right. You're just mad because you don't have somebody to take care of you. I do. Be mad. It's all right. And where did I beg for anything? Me joking around? Somebody send me liquid IV. Me joking around is begging. Okay, cool. Me joking around about it. Obviously, I'm drinking normal water just fine. My God. People can't even make a joke now without somebody getting their fucking panties in a knicker. My Lord. People are wild. Me making a joke. I know, right? I keep trying to work. I keep trying. I just keep failing miserably. Because, you know, that little horrible thing called a disability. I love the people that are like, I'm disabled and I work. Then you're not. Because I'm actually like bona fide disabled. Like by the government. There's a damn difference, dude. Like, I've tried. It doesn't work. I do the best I can. I've done it. I fail fucking miserably every time. At least I try, dude. I've tried. I've tried numerous times. I just fail miserably. Don't worry about me. I got me. And there's days I don't got me. Everybody in the world struggles, dude. Everybody struggles. Everybody struggles. I'm just a lot more transparent about my struggles. I don't try to like I'm me, dude. And I'm just gonna be real. And on days that I struggle, I'm gonna struggle. And on days I don't struggle, I don't struggle. So I'm not mad. You're not worth me being mad over. It was just a question. If I'm not worth anything, why are you here? Why are you wasting both of our time? You're wasting your time that you could be doing anything, basically, and you're wasting my time by me having to reply to you. But I know you're part of Rez's little group, so that doesn't surprise me that you're here. I recognize your name. I'm not stupid. Exactly. I actually made a pretty decent living last year myself. Me, myself, and I, not my husband, me, myself, and I made the standard wage of a lot of people in Kentucky last year. Them plus my husband's. I did pretty damn good last year. I ain't going to do good this year. I ain't going to do good this year. I did good last year. Exactly. People struggle every day. There's going to be days where I'm going to be struggling a lot, and there's going to be days where I don't struggle. Today is a day I don't struggle. Tomorrow's going to be a day I do struggle. It is what it is. People have things going on in their lives that a lot of people don't know about. There's only like, what, Bubbles? Bubbles. Bubbles knows my problems right now. Mac knows my problems right now. That's about it. That's about it. I don't make my troubles known to very many people. Oh, and Missy knows my problems. 3 people know my problems right now. That's it. Because it's nobody's business. It's my business. It's not your business. Exactly. We're all one medical emergency away from being fucking on our ass. 100%. 100%. Do I wish that I could go and do a 40-hour-a-week job and function as a normal human in society? Hell yes. Hell yes. Which is why I keep attempting to work and attempting to do what, most women do. I keep trying because I don't like feeling like those trolls want to make me feel. I don't like feeling the way they're trying to make me feel. So I keep trying to work and I keep failing miserably. So I don't know if it's better to try to prove a point and end up feeling worse about myself than if I don't try and feel worse about myself. Does that make sense? Probably not. It's okay. No, most of the trolls live at home with their moms. Or they're really upset because they're busting their ass 40 hours a week and not getting anywhere in life, and they're taking it out on me because I can sit here and be in the same position they are, just not have to do the work. Is where I figured most of it comes from. We're probably both struggling. They're just mad that they're having to work to struggle, and they're mad that I'm not working a conventional job to struggle. I'm just struggling on my own, is what I'm figuring. Yeah. Luckily, we are doing okay enough that I am able to do everything that needs to be done. When your husband works 70 hours a week, somebody has to take care of the fucking house. Um, is the gym membership exclusively for training and an excuse to eat a cracker? I haven't eaten a Cracker Barrel in a minute. But is it exclusively for training? No, it's also for the gym. Obviously. Why? Right, Amber? No, obviously it's not. Tanning is a perk of it. There's also the actual gym itself. Hence the name of the place. But hey. I'll be honest because now they're boring me. Hi, Marie. I've actually been on for 2 hours and 17 minutes. Not bad. 2 days in a row, too. I probably won't be live for another week now. Probably won't be live for another week. That takes a lot out of me. 2 days in a row anymore. I was gonna color tonight, but I don't know. Maybe not. We'll see. We got a late start tomorrow morning. Yeah, I've been doing my thing. I've just been chilling. Been reading and coloring and just chilling. Talking on the phone. Watching TV. There's a bunch of shows I'm trying to catch up on. I'm just about to finish. Did I finish Hell's Kitchen? I think I finished Hell's Kitchen, but I haven't finished the challenge yet. You fell out of bed last night while having a. Oh my God, I'm sorry. Jesus, that whole thing sounds awful. My Lord. Yeah, I guess you're strong if you're going to fall out of bed and crack your arm really bad. Trust me. Do you think it's not frustrating to the person going through it? Do you think it's not frustrating that I wish that I could hold a job better than what I do? It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. I do the best that I can with what I can do. And for everybody who wants to get down on somebody, I hope to God you never get sick to know what it's like. And then people say, oh my God, Ryan's wishing sickness on people. No, I'm saying you don't understand what it is like, obviously, and I hope you never do. Because you can think back to all these shitty comments you make. Oh, thanks, Kayla. Aw, thank you. Have him do a head scan, sweet stuff. Vertigo can be a lot of different, neurological things. And it can also be your ears. Have your ears checked. You'd be surprised how much vertigo comes from ears. I had a worst case of vertigo I ever had in my life. I thought I was gonna die, man. It was so bad. Worst vertigo ever. And it was because I had like an inner ear I had water on the ear. I had like swimmer's ear. I was washing my hair and I got too much water behind my eardrum. And I got the worst vertigo on the planet, dude. It was so bad. I could not move my head back and forth. I couldn't, laying down, the world slid. It was so bad. You're waiting on an MRI and your ears are fine. Okay. I really think when people are shitty, it's because they feel bad about themselves or because they haven't experienced it yet. I completely agree. Gordon Ramsay therapy, yes. I can't remember if I finished. I can't remember if I finished it. Who won? I was watching 2 different seasons. Did I finish? Maybe I didn't finish. If I didn't, I'm like on the finale. I'm trying to think of who all was in. I don't know if I finished it or not. Huh. Let me look because I know the name of the season. Thank you, sweet stuff. I appreciate you. I think part of the problem is people are mad that shit. Shit. I think people are just mad that I have support. That's what's happened a lot. Um, it's people just hate that I have support. I don't think I finished it. Did I? I mean, the guy I wanted to win one, but I don't know if I finished it. Whoops. Yeah, Kayla lost her doggy. You been watching Ink Masters? Yeah, I haven't watched. There's a couple different seasons of Ink Master I've been wanting to see. But I'm done with the challenge. I'm on Reunion Part 2, and then there's a third piece. So I'm on Reunion 2, and then the last one, and then I'm done with the challenge. But I guess another challenge just came out. You can't stand his scrambled eggs. People who act like that to me have a very narrow perception of life and what life can throw at people outside of their own bubble. Dude, our life has been so up and down. Last year was so up and down. Like we were doing really good, and then we were doing really bad, and then we were doing okay. Last year was very like the hurricane really fucked us, like really, really bad. We went from being more than okay to not afloat, not afloat at all. And it's really hard when you go from life is not only just surviving, but you're actually living to drowning. It's not fun at all. It sucks. Um, yeah. And right now we're drowning with our heads a little bit above water, I guess. Like there's times where it's really close. I'm still making shit happen, I guess. I'm still making shit happen. So I mean that's a plus. There's times that it's tough. I'm scared for next week. I don't know if I'm super scared for this week, but I'm scared for next week. He had to take off Monday, and we only had enough PTO for him to only take like a half a day. So that's going to be That's going to be an itch. That's going to be a problem. Um, Last week he had to take a day off, but we had enough PTO to cover it. So I'm hoping that Friday's decent. I'm hoping Friday's decent. Sometimes you gotta Sometimes I gotta move things around or skip on a few things, but I mean, we've not gone without. We just haven't gone completely with. Does that make sense? Personal time off. Personal time off. Um, Thea has great intel. Thea has no intel. I was just exposed as Resident Midnight for views. Yeah, I would love to know how I'm Resident Midnight when I've been live at the same time as Resident Midnight, or why I would ever think about putting out a bunch of hateful shit about myself. She thinks I'm Resident Midnight because somebody she doesn't like tagged me in a video. She doesn't like them. They tagged me in a video. That makes me Resident Midnight. I still got to know how I was live on 2 different channels at the same time. Do you know how many times I've been live while Resident Midnight was talking on Breeze Live? Do you have any idea how many times that's happened? No? Okay. I really got to know how I managed to be live on 2 channels at the same time. If I'm able to be in 2 places at once, that would be amazing. That'd be amazing. That probably put a little bit of chink in her armor, didn't it? Common sense isn't so common with that woman. She would be on live for hours on end on Breeze. I have literally brought up Breeze Live while we were in an argument. I've brought up Breeze Live while Resident was on it talking. And I've been live. Talking at the same time. Did anybody bother to miss that completely entirely? I guess so. It's great to be so popular, trust me. It's great. It's a fun time. Great time. Tomorrow's Thursday. We have a little bit of a late start to the day. Got to get something done. I know. It sucks, Bubbles. Was I outed for views to her 3 viewers? I'm so thankful. She has to do something in order to be relevant. So she keeps bringing up me and Fancy because otherwise she doesn't get views. It's fine. Let her live in her delusional little world. Yep. Let's see. Prove it. Go live with Resident. How would you like me to do that? Technically I have. She's literally been live at the same time as me, genius. Did you not just hear me? I've pulled up her live while she was talking, dude. I've been live on this channel when she's been live in Breeze. If you can't put those 2 things together, that is a you problem, not a me problem, honey. And you can believe whatever you want because I really don't give a shit. Do I still go to the gym? Yes and no, because he keeps the car a lot. So basically by the time he gets home, it's really cold. So I don't get there as often as I would like to. But once it starts warming up, I'll be okay. I have the most realistic gym tan laundry routine. Speaking of laundry, I need to put my towels away. I need to put my towels away. I did get my clothes away in time though. I took my clothes sat in the dryer for 2 days. I took them out of the dryer and put them immediately away though. Took them right in my room and put them away. My towels have sat in my dryer for a day or two. I need to take them out. Alexandria is no longer here. She's gone. One thing I've never understood about people who troll people's lives is how pathetic their lives must be. They're sitting around at 11:53 at night and they're like, I have no life. I have nothing I could be doing better. I have no book I could be reading. I have no husband I could be hugging. I have no children I could be checking on. I'm going to go troll some woman's life. That says more for them than it does for me. Do we need to do a check every time before a live and be like, hey, everybody who's got laundry, 5 minute break. Go flip your laundry. Yes, I don't mind washing laundry, putting it away 10 to 30 business days. I agree. I don't mind putting away towels. I don't know why I haven't. Towels is the easiest thing ever to put away. And I just haven't recently. So I don't want to put them away tomorrow. You're eating chicken wings? I ate up the last of my Doritos. I have no more Doritos. They're gone. I didn't buy myself any treats this week. I have some Oreos left. I've been picking at the Oreos, but I didn't buy myself anything. I'm trying to eat better. I don't know how well I'm going to do, but I'm trying to eat better. I know my sugar's off because I know when my sugar gets bad, like beyond bad, because I'll start craving water. So if I start craving water, I know my sugar's stupid. And I started craving water like 2 weeks ago, and I've been drinking a lot more water in the past 2 weeks. And I know that when I start wanting water over pop, that my sugar's really not okay. So I'm trying to drink water so that I can stop that. So, yeah. Thanks to Nazareth, I'll get some liquid IV. I appreciate you. You know what kills me? As many people who come in here talking about how I need to get a job, I don't see those same people giving Natasha that same energy when she's battling. They'll come in and yell at me for battling. They'll come in here and tell me I need to get a job. They won't touch Natasha's battling because Natasha's doing what she needs to do, which I don't have a problem with. I've done battling, but I don't see that same energy. Do I ever check my sugar? No. I don't want to know what it is. I don't want to know what it is. I can just feel it. I can tell when it's low. I can tell when it's high. So, laundry roll call. And before anybody runs back and says something to Natasha, Ryan was talking about you. No, I'm just saying. I ain't got a problem with what she does. That girl got to get a bag. But I don't see that same energy of people being like, you need to stop battling and get a job. But I'm sitting here chilling. Make a joke. And it's, why don't you get a job? Where's that same energy? I take Actos for my sugar. And I had it really good at my last checkup. It was really good. It was so good. They told me I didn't have to come back for 6 months instead of 3 months. So I got like 2 months to get my shit together. So I'm going to like do the best I can. So I'm trying to scale back on pop, trying to scale back on some of the different foods I was eating, and hope that I can at least just fix it at least a little bit. I'm not going to fix it entirely. I've done, whatever. But I'm hoping that I can get at least it closer back to what it was. That'd be great. I did it to myself. I know I need to fix it for myself. So the best you can do is to try to do the best you can do. So I'm doing my baby steps, and that involves not eating as much junk and drinking more water. Yeah. I had spaghetti and I made sure not to eat a whole bunch of bread with it because bread and noodles is a lot of carbs. And it's not like, oh, whatever. Carbs, a lot of carbs turn into sugar. So, it's not even the fact of, yeah, carbs make you fat because, yeah, that doesn't help either. But a lot of carbs turn into sugar. And I remember when I first got diagnosed diabetic, my doctor told me that I was diabetic. And I said, how? I don't even eat that much junk food. And he was like, well, what do you eat? And I was like, I don't know, like bread, pasta. He was like, there's your problem. I'm like, what do you mean there's my problem? Oh, good night. Good night. Good night. And I said, what do you mean that's my problem? He goes, because that turns into sugar. And I was like, oh, I didn't know. Cheese is your weakness. No, most of my trolls are middle aged women. As sad as that is, it's pathetic that that they feel the need to troll. It's pathetic. It would be much better. Like, I would probably let a troll stay in if they came in on like their actual like account, actual like name to a face, and talk their shit, um, name to face is way better to me than on fake names, fake profiles, fake pictures, fake like if you want to say something to me, then say it, but like don't hide. That's what's so pathetic about all of it. They're going through menopause, probably. Probably. Would not surprise me. Yep, that's exactly what I do, Kayla. I eat like once a day, and then I might have like a snack of a few chips, and then wonder why my metabolism is garbage because it's never going the way it should. They always say that diabetics are supposed to eat 6 times a day. That is not even remotely feasible. Not even remotely feasible, right? Well, they can go get laid and leave me alone. Go fuck them. Don't fuck me. Sissy, you are snoring so loud I can hear you up here. Sissy nudes. I'm doing all right now. I may not be doing all right in 2 days, but I'm doing all right now. I may not be all right in a week, but I'm all right now. I'm trying to take stuff more day by day by day because if I sit and stress about what's going to happen in a week or a month, I end up giving myself panic attacks, and I really hate taking my anxiety meds. I've been taking my anxiety meds more recently. I hadn't taken them for months and months and months and months. But I've been taking them a little bit more recently because I keep getting in my head of, what's going to happen in a week, in a month. And I'm trying to just take it day by day because if I sit and think about it, I'm going to lose my freaking mind. I love carbs. Good night, Marie. I don't know who the hell can afford to eat 6 meals a day. Well, the thing is, they're not meals. They just want you to eat 6 times a day. So, like, you can have a piece of toast. You could have a couple crackers. It's just basically to get your metabolism going. So you don't have to eat like two breakfasts, two lunch, and two dinner. You can eat like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and like three small snacks. Which my snacks are never that big. There really wasn't very many. The most of them chips in the fucking Dorito bag were broke. Exactly, Amber. Yeah. And then when I eat, I can sometimes eat garbage, and I'm trying to stop. I'm trying to stop eating as much garbage. It's hard though because I mean, health, like really actual healthy food is it's pricey. It's pricey, you know. Meat's pricey, vegetables are pricey, but you know what ain't pricey? Fucking banquet dinners. They're $2, you know, as opposed to, making this whole meal. And then on top of that, like half the time he don't want to eat, so then I'm making it just for myself, which is pointless. So then I end up eating like a frozen dinner because there's no point in me making an entire meal for myself because I only know how to cook like for 6 people. At least when he eats with me, then like, we have it for 3 days or whatever. But if I'm just eating it myself, like I'm gonna end up throwing half of it away because I'm gonna make too much food. And then I'm wasting food and I'm wasting money and there's no point. Intermittent fasting, I've heard of it. I gotta be careful though, the whole diabetes thing. I gotta be careful with that. I feel you, CM. I feel you. That's another problem I have is I'm like super picky. Super picky. So I started recently making like healthy dinners for like my husband and me. And I put one up on the Instagram of like what I made the other night. And like out of it I ate like two things. I ate like two things. I'm very picky. Like with him, I can get him pretty much any vegetable and make it. I will eat like carrots, potatoes, and corn. And like I'll eat like raw broccoli, raw carrots, raw celery. But like cooked vegetables, I can eat carrots, corn, and potatoes. That's it. And but like my husband, I can buy that man any vegetable on the planet and he will eat it. His favorite is Brussels sprouts. He's weird. He likes Brussels sprouts and asparagus and broccoli and carrots and he'll eat anything. He doesn't care. So he's super easy to cook for. And just when it comes to sides, I got to eat something that I can eat, which is practically nothing because I can't deal with most food, which makes it very frustrating. Makes it easy for me to cook for him, though, luckily. I'm okay if I just eat a protein and some mashed potatoes, to be honest. Beans or lentils, I'll eat cold grain beans with Italian dressing. That's about it. I won't go near lentils. And like I said, the only beans I'll do is cold grain beans and Italian dressing. I won't eat soup for the most part. I'll eat my chicken noodle soup. Not a soup fan. I don't like wine. I don't like alcohol. I very rarely drink alcohol. It's not that I don't ever. It doesn't do anything for me and it gives me a headache. So it's not really something I do very often. I have very specific alcohol I can drink that isn't going to put me on the floor from a headache. I have to basically stay with like whiskeys and stuff, which they do make cream whiskey, believe it or not. I have had like orange creamsicle whiskey because I have to have distilled and not fermented, which is frustrating because all the drinks I did like were fermented and that gave me a headache now. Easy bronxies. Easy bronxies. Easy bronxies. Easy bronxies. I was trying to decide. So my big dogs and my little dogs each have their own kibble. Because the bigger dog kibble is bigger kibbles, right? So I've always given big dog kibble and little dog kibble. Well, my little dogs seem to enjoy the big kibble. So I'm between giving them all the same big kibble or staying with the little dog, big dog system. I don't really know what I want to do. I thought about changing them all to big dog, but then I'm like, well, maybe not. I feel like the little dog food, I don't know. I feel like it goes farther, I guess. I don't know. But I need to make up my mind before Friday because I either need to get more little dog food or we'll just use the big dog food and then just get more big dog food next week. I need to figure it out. They seem to like the big dog food. Sissy's the one I was worried the most because, she's got that whole like little, like practically no teeth thing going on. So I figured she couldn't eat the big dog food, but the other day I caught her eating like a ton of it. She went up and snuck into one of the big dog bowls and she was eating it perfectly, perfectly fine. She was drinking it or eating it perfectly fine. So I don't really know what to do. I have little dog food in my Walmart cart right now, but I haven't decided if we're going to stay with that or switch to the big dog. But I need to figure it out in the next day. So, because I usually pick up groceries Friday or Saturday. So, that's okay. I read it with a French accent, so we're good. I got a lot of sleep last night. A lot. Most I've had in top 2 times I've had in the past like 6 months probably. And there was sleep and there was rest. I did a lot of resting too. So, I mean, I've given them the big dog food. Like they'll eat it. They'll eat it. They like it. They like it better than the little. I switched little dog food, and I think that's part of the problem. I switched little dog food, and because they seemed bored. They seemed bored because I'd given them the same food for months, and they seemed bored with it. So I bought them a new flavor, and they are not very happy with it. And I'm like, well, do I go back to their original one that they were bored with, and maybe they won't be bored with it now? Or like, what do I do? And then there's 2 different flavors of the one that I bought them, but I can't remember which flavor I got them. So I think I bought the other flavor. We'll see how I figure I'll see how that goes. And then if they don't like that food either, then I'm probably going to do the big dog food for a little bit and then try to go back to their original food. So I think what I'm going to do is try to get this one and see if they like it. See if that'll work. We'll see. Oi, 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 oi. No, sir. They still probably have like 3 or 4 days in there. So, but I always pick up my groceries like Friday or Saturday. So there'll be plenty of food until I get it. I just got to figure it out. I think that's what I'm going to do though. I think I'm going to just try to get them the other flavor. If they don't like that, I'll go to the big dog food and then I'll switch back to their original stuff because they ate it. They just seemed bored with it. They're eating the same stuff all the time. It's got to be boring. No, get back in bed. I know. Oh, you're gonna go lay in a shirt? You knocked your dad's shirt on the ground. You're just gonna lay in it. He's like, I'm supposed to be laying with my dad right now. Bronx and Buddy lay with my husband at night, and he went to bed at 6:15 tonight. He went to bed at 6:15. So they're in here. He came home and he was very tired. So I said, go to bed. Go to bed. We had dinner and he did the dishes and fed the dogs and fed the goats and went to bed. I told him I'd feed the dogs, but I turned around and he was feeding them. So I had to empty the dishwasher. He filled the dishwasher. He fed the goats so I wouldn't slip because our yard is a fucking puddle right now. What? No, thank you. Your breath's stinking. I've thought about trying to get the food from Tractor Supply, but then that involves me having to drive to Tractor Supply, and I don't want to have to do that. It's right next to Walmart. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I can't lift a 50-pound bag of food and I don't want to have to drag him out with me just to get a 50-pound bag of food. So you can't even see him. He is the void. He's the void. Yeah, no, they never get sick. I just A lot of times you can work the food in. What they always suggest is that you kind of like when you get a new food, you kind of mix it with the old food type deal. Most of my dogs have absolute steel stomachs. So my dogs have never gotten sick from switching food, but usually there's a little bit of a crossover usually. Right? I figure if I last another 10 minutes and hit that 3 if I hit that 3 hour mark, that'll be great, right? I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. Actually appreciate the haters. The more they watch, the more ads they watch, the more money I make. That's why I usually don't block them. I just let them sit there and create ad revenue. Yeah, I don't know what would happen if I switched my big dog food because Kira's got a sensitive Nikki don't. But Kira's got a sensitive stomach, so that might be an issue for her possibly. But they've been on the same dog food for ever. Would having it mailed work? I don't. We mean like if I ordered it from the store and had it delivered? I don't think you can do that, can you? Let's look. Why not? I don't think you can. I think it's going to cost money to deliver, probably more than likely. And I ain't paying to deliver it, or I ain't paying to have it delivered. Dog food. Because I buy the 50-pound bags. Because my dog got a lot of dogs. All right, let's see. Add to cart. Did it work? Add to cart. All right. Pick up in store free. This is $4 cheaper than what I normally pay. Secure checkout. I just want to find out if I can have it shipped to my house. This is mini chunks, dude. Maybe I could get the little dogs on it, to be honest. Mini chunk? Got good reviews. Breed size small, extra small. Shit, maybe I should get this. This would last them forever. 50 pounds would last my small dogs like forever. Because right now I'm paying like 15 for 15, essentially. And I'd be paying $9 more for 35 more pounds. Aw, thank you, sweet stuff. I think I'm gonna try to get this for my dogs, honestly. That didn't go well. I think we're going out Sunday to get a shelf. I need a shelf to put my models up because my models are right there and I ain't got no more room to do any more models. I don't know. It won't let me figure it out. Hold on. All right, hold on. Standard delivery. $10. $10 to deliver it. That is wild. Holy shit. I will go to the store and pick it up. $10. That is wild. The food only costs $25. And they want me to pay me $10 to ship it. No, thank you. I'm good. We're gonna go out Sunday, and I'll just have them do it then. So I'm gonna take it off the. I'll take it off the shopping list. Yeah, take the barbecue sauce off there too. I bought barbecue sauce today. I don't need any more barbecue sauce. As long as I don't need anything else, even if I buy that huge ass bag of dog food, I'll still be within my grocery budget. Nice. If I buy them that, they ain't gonna need food for a hot minute. That's gonna be a hell of a lot smarter, money wise. I didn't know they had like mini chunks there. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I have a psych appointment on the 17th. Huh. I did not know that. Why do I need a psych appointment on the 19th? Or 17th or whatever? I just had one. Oh, I'm gonna call and cancel it. I don't need it. I just had one. I think this is where I forgot I had one. And then I called to get one, and apparently this is the one that I forgot. So I'm just gonna call and cancel that. So yeah, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get that's gonna be so much smarter, dude. So much smarter. No, it's at Tractor Supply. It's a Tractor Supply. Yeah, I don't think they have like mini chunks for dogs at Walmart in a big bag. I've looked. So let me look. Walmart. I think they just had the one that I was gonna get. Yeah, those are crazy prices, dude. Crazy. Sissy, my God. Yeah, no, they ain't got like big bags. Oh, it's $50 at Walmart. The same bag that I'm getting at Tractor Supply for $25 is $50 at Walmart, and it takes 3 days to ship. The exact same one is $50 at Walmart, and it's 25 at Tractor Supply. I can get 2 bags at Tractor Supply for the price of one. Oh, if I go, actually, if I go into, I just thought about this. If I go to Tractor Supply and I go out there and I say, can somebody put it in my car? They will. I've done it before. I'd basically have to wait something down and be like, can you put this in the cart? And then I'd have to be like, can you take this to the car? It's a third party reselling on the Walmart website. Well, I'm not paying $50 for something I can get $25 for. I can get 100 pounds of dog food for the price of 50 pounds of dog food. So I'll go to Tractor Supply and get it there. Which is good because if we use the dog food Thursday and Friday, that should take it down to where there's not a whole lot of it left, to where the whole 50 pounds will fit in the dog food container. Because the dog food container will hold 50 pounds of food just about perfectly. Because that's what I buy the big dogs, and it fits with about that much room to spare. I buy 50 pounds at a time, so I buy it about every 2 weeks. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? Girl, I got this. What are you doing? I got this. I didn't say I didn't have money for it. I have money for it. I make shit happen. And then if not, you'll see me crying on here saying I couldn't make shit happen. I can make it happen. Yes. Yeah, I'm going to go to Tractor Supply and get it. Yeah, I can't even imagine. That's insane. 25, that's a whole nother bag of dog food for the same price. Why would you do that? Yeah, Nazareth, what'd you do? Win the lottery? Jesus Christ. Thank you, but I mean, what'd you do? Win the lottery? Christ, dude. It doesn't matter. Still, that's crazy. What'd you do? Win the lottery? Jesus. Don't worry, it'll go to the dogs. I will go to Tractor Supply and I will get them their food. Trust me. That's one thing I always do. If somebody gives me money and says it's for A, B, C, or D, it goes to A, B, C, or D. That is a rule I've done my entire social media. Somebody says, I'm giving you $5 for a Happy Meal for your dog. My dog gets a $5 Happy Meal. Like that's what happens. Whatever you tell me it goes for is what it goes for. So I will go get their stuff at Tractor Supply. I appreciate it. I could have done it, but I appreciate it a lot. They'll hopefully appreciate it, hoping that they'll eat the food. If they don't eat it, the big dogs will eat it. Big dogs will eat anything. They're crazy. My big dogs are weird. My biggest dogs are weird. Kira and Nikki are real weird. Like some days I'll only eat like a half a bowl of food, and I'm like, how are you surviving, dude? Like they actually have smaller. They eat as much as a little dog sometimes, and I'm like, what are you doing? Like, how are you surviving? Riley and Sydney will eat. Riley and Sydney will eat. My middle dogs. I know, Kayla. You've been here a long time. You've been here. I think you've been here longer than anybody in the room. I know Audra's been here a while. Nancy's been here a while. I have some people that's been here pretty much since day one. I'll have been on here 4 years in April on my mom's birthday. Oh, I know. Expensive ripoff. I agree. I can't believe they're charging $50 for a $25 item. That's insane. Like it'd be different if it was like a 29 or even a 34. But like literally double the amount is insanity. That's cool, CM. I think it's been a little bit year. I think it's been a little bit longer than a year for you. I appreciate every single person, whether you've been here 5 minutes or 5 years. Now, of course, I haven't been here 5 years, but that's not the point. I appreciate everybody. That. Well, how did that get up there? Huh. A figurine that I did not realize was up there. Is up there. That's so weird. Anyway. Damn, dude. I had a really weird dream. I had a dream that we were getting bombed and we were running everywhere. We were trying to keep all the dogs with us. We were trying to keep 8 dogs with us. We're being bombed. And while we're being bombed, there is also a big purple dragon that is walking through the streets. It was kind of like, I felt like I was in Cloverfield. Like it had like, if you've ever seen the movie Cloverfield, it kind of felt like that. and it was a big purple dragon. It was so weird. My husband woke me up with a fucking catastrophe as I'm dreaming this dream. And like, I went from that catastrophe to my husband's catastrophe. And, but I was kind of happy to be out of that dream because it was really real. And I didn't realize it wasn't real till I woke up. I hate that. Nikki, I know that's you. That's probably Sydney, actually. I got the, hold on. I got the, you can't see it. Jesus. I got this all fixed up. I got it all fixed up. There's a bunch of toys in there. There's a bunch of ramps in there. You can't see it because whatever, but they can bear like there's a ramp, there's a wall thing, there's two ropes, there's a big thing to climb on up there. You can't see it because it's so bright. But I finally got it done. Finally got it done. Boy, why are you being barky bark? Hmm? Why are you barking? Why are you being loud? Would you be loud if you were in Dad's room? Say, well, I'm not in Dad's room. Ha 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 ha. Damn it. I wore my glasses today to drive. It was so much better driving where I could actually see. Luckily, I know where all my signs are and everything, so like I can drive and not get lost. But it was nice to actually, be able to see correctly. It's hard to wear my glasses indoors a lot because I have to hold everything to here. I can't do it up here. I have to do it back here because my prescription is wonky. Oh no, Kayla, you've been around. So, fun fact, she did not first get when we got on TikTok. We were putting stuff back from when she got pregnant. She was 7 months pregnant when we got on TikTok. We were just putting stuff back from the stuff that I had when she first got pregnant. But we got on when she was 7 months pregnant. You love my love for animals? Yeah, it's slowly eating me out of house and home. There when it gets down to it, my dogs and my animals will eat before I will if it ever got to that route. I will always make sure that they have food. If it boils down to it and I eat fucking ramen for a week, I'm gonna make sure my animals get fed at least. Aw, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, my love for animals, it needs to stop. I keep collecting animals that like I need to stop. Not even lying. Oh, I know. Still makes me mad what she did with all that stuff because it could have went to somebody who actually appreciated it. Since Yoda passed, the food got exponentially cheaper, but I still spend a lot in animal food a week. I spend a lot in animal food a week. But that's a choice that I decided to make. See, the difference is when people are like, "Oh my god, you have so many animals. What are you doing?" We don't go to the bar. We don't go out to big dinners. We don't go. We go to the movies like twice a year. We were supposed to go to the movies for Valentine's, but we're not going to have the money to do it because we're doing other things. So we're not going to have the money to go on the date we planned on for Valentine's. But I'm fine with that. It is what it is. So we don't do anything. We choose to stay home with our animals, and that is our date nights and going out. So we'd rather just stay home and have our animals and stuff. So that's our Some husbands and wives go, out different places and we just stay home. So all of that money goes into our animals. You got a leopard gecko. That's cool. We were going to go see Captain Marvel, but we're not now. Be all right. We went to the movies not too long ago, though. I can't remember what we saw, but we actually went to the movies like I don't know, like 3 times last year. So I could still make it happen, but I think we got other stuff to do on Sunday anyway. Because like I could make it happen, but I don't know. I got other stuff I want to get done. Is that bad? Damn it. This is driving me crazy. Yeah, I like staying home and watching movies a lot. But like it's nice to get out and, see the big and have popcorn and pop and stuff and um but it's also nice to watch them at home. So like it's not a big deal either way. You saw my old account, and I will say you're a loving person. Sorry for the things that happened to you. Stumbled on it by accident, but now I understand why certain things, whether brought up. Oh, you mean my account that was my Ryan Lee TM? That's still that's I still use that account. That's my main account. My Ryan Lee TM is basically my talking points. Um, YouTube. My one that used to be with me and my daughter and my grandson. I privated all. That's the 100,000 account. I privated all of the stuff that dealt with her and him, and I've thrown a couple of true crime videos on there, but I haven't really posted anything on there um, a whole lot anymore. It just kind of sits there and isn't really used. But yeah, I still use the one with all the animals and the playlist and everything. That's my main account. I post more on there than I do on Ryan Lee TM. That one's basically just for news topics, things like that. You understand certain things when they're brought up. Yeah, that context is always great. Context is always great. Oh, look, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 on that clock. It's 1, 2, 3, 6, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4 on that clock. I have a feeling in the next couple days there's going to be a lot of mad people. We'll see, and it ain't got nothing to do with me. It ain't got nothing to do with me. I have a feeling there's probably going to be a lot of pretty angry people the next few days. Oh, we just went and saw Mufasa in December. I'm looking at the ticket. That was the last movie we saw. We went to go see Mufasa on December 22nd. So yeah, it's been about 7 weeks since we've been to the movies, which is when we only go like 3 times a year. That's we literally just went to go see one essentially. Yeah, basically, Kayla. She did a lot of stuff to him. A lot of stuff. There was a lot of really bad instances that I've seldom talk about, or I've only talked about once or twice on here, if I've ever talked about him at all. There's some things that I just don't want to talk about, type deal. There's one, if I talked about it, it wouldn't be good. One, two, three, four. I can never figure out how this shit works. Another one that has a banned word. Someone put them up. I don't know what I saw them and I get it. I don't have that. Where? That's weird. What's the name of it? You mean somebody put them up? You're confusing me. Well, I appreciate you, Amber. I appreciate that. Nice. What the hell? What the hell? Why can I not find you? Their breathing's in sync. Yeah, she's a breather. That's for sure. That's for sure. You getting to bed earlier? Yeah, I don't have to get up till like 7 o'clock. So normally I have to get up around between 4 and 5 usually, and I don't have to get up till like 7 today. So that'll be nice. He's gotta run somewhere before he goes to work. So he's gonna make a late start to his day so he can go get something done. So I want to know, there's 54 people just chilling in here. Please hold. I'll try to DM you on TikTok. Okay. I had to find TikTok in my phone. I took it off my thing. If somebody's gonna have a rude awakening when they open up their TikTok inbox. His dad made the unfortunate decision to follow me on TikTok, and I made the very fortunate decision of telling him what he could do with it. But he's not seen it yet. My husband's like, don't do anything. I'm like, I'm doing something. I was like, you've decided to ignore this, and that's fine. And I totally respect your decision. I said, but he's following me, and I'm going to follow my decision. And he was like, okay. So I was nice. I was respectful. But I said what I had to say. He keeps bothering my husband. And my husband's like, leave me alone. And I'm like, well, somehow his number got unblocked in my husband's phone. He tried calling my husband the other day. And we were like, how is he calling the phone? Like the number's blocked. He's like, I don't know. So he hit ignore. So I was like, you can stop calling him. I tried to get my husband to talk to him even. I was like, hey, I was like, maybe you should talk to him. I was like, maybe you should give him a chance to say whatever it is he wants to say. And if it doesn't go the way you want, just be like, you know what? I don't want to have this conversation. I'm leaving. And then hang up. I was like, why don't you try to have a conversation? And then his dad texted him because he wouldn't answer the phone. And my husband reads the text and he's like, yeah, no, I'm good. He didn't say anything wrong. But my husband was like, yeah, no, I'm good. I'm like, oh my God. I was like, all right. So I messaged, the first thing I messaged with is, I tried to get my husband to talk to you. And he says, hell no. I'm like, babe, I just don't want you to have any regrets. Like, I know that you're really upset and I know that you're really hurt. And I know that this all really, 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 really upset you really bad. And I just don't want you to have regrets from deciding not to talk to him. No, thank you, Kayla. You like how someone left after I said that? What did I say that somebody left? I space out, dude. I space out. Amber said that she was messaging me though, so maybe Amber left. um, I tried. I tried to get him to talk to him. I was like, look, I was like, as much as I don't like him, I was like, I really think you need to talk to him. And he's like, no. All right. No, I know better than to push it. So I was like, okay, I respect your decision. I think you're going to probably regret it, but I respect your decision. He's not had a parent die. I mean, when my dad died, we didn't have a great relationship. We had a nice couple days before he passed, but we did not have a good relationship. And like it didn't affect me really when he died, but the difference is my husband and his dad had a relationship. It wasn't always great to begin with. It really wasn't always great, but he had a relationship with his dad and now he don't. I know. Let the lurkers lurk. I have it on they're getting hit with ads. I'm good. Let them lurk. No. I don't want him to wake up one day and be upset. You know what I mean? Because like my mom and me, like I did everything I could for my mom and I should have zero regrets. But like even then, I think back to something I did 15 years ago or something I did 10 years ago or something I did when I was 5. Literally, that still plays in my head. And I'm like, I could have, I wish I wouldn't have done this. I wish I wouldn't have done that. And a lot of it is just stupid stuff. But, I had a great relationship with my mom in the aspect of I shouldn't feel like anything bad about dealing with it. And I still have regrets. So if my husband decides to stop talking to his dad, I'm like, okay, but like if something happens to him, you're going to regret it. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm like, yes, you are. And he will, but he don't want to listen because he's big-headed. So there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do. I tried. As much as I don't like his dad, I tried. But his dad, after his dad fucked him over so bad that my husband changed his whole fucking name. He did something else that just my husband went into freaking orbit over. And I think that was the coup de grace. That was just, he was done. Like my husband was done before, like he changed his name and everything to get away. And I think there might have been like a crack in a door that like maybe might have happened years down the road. But then his dad did something that apparently to my husband, which I completely understand, was completely unforgivable. And I don't know if they're ever going to talk again. You messaged and came back. See, she was the one that left. Hold on, let me look. I just seen something pop up. Hold on. Huh, I don't know. I don't know. That's weird. As far as I'm aware, every video on there is from the ryan.lee.tm. I didn't take anything from another account, so that's kind of strange. You'd have to like send me the exact video. That is wild. Wow, cool. I went down 5 people. I went down 5 people. I looked down and I went down 5 people. They all just left as a group collectively, I guess. Oh, I just went up 4 people. Went down 5, went up 4. What the hell? You'd have to like send me the video you're talking about. Can you send me the video you're talking about? So I can see what you're talking about? Because like now I'm invested. Now I'm interested. Because I can't think of what you're talking about. Jesus, sissy, could you snore any louder? Ma'am. Hey, shut up. I love you. Be quiet. She looked at me like, Mom, hey. I love you. Be quiet. You're snoring so loudly. Ow. I said sissy and your dog looked up. I said sissy and my dog don't look up. Sissy noodles. Sissy. Sissy. Sis. Poke. Hi, baby. Stop poking me with your foot, man. She's laying down. I poked her with my foot. She sat up and laid her back down. All that entire time room. She just went whoop, whoop. Up, down. Up, down. At least YouTube doesn't have those puzzle pieces. Where after so long you have to move the puzzle piece. That's so annoying on TikTok, especially when you're trying to do a coloring live and you can't see your phone. I actually lost a coloring live that way. I was doing a coloring live and the puzzle piece came on and all of a sudden my live was gone. I was like, what happened to my live? I was like, oh, it was probably a puzzle piece. Whoops. All right, y'all. I'm tired. I've been on 3 hours and 3.5 hours as of right now. And I'm getting kind of sleepy. So thanks for hanging out with me. I appreciate all y'all, including the lurkers. Thanks for patting my pockets. I will see you later.